He's going to become a regular. It's going to be great. We're going to get some really good character development on him.
Alexander is the best character in the whole show.
That's true.
Ruining everything.
Yep. The
Billy
guy,
is
with,
great.
the guy with the cat
Really?
and the
Huh.
dry cake. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the episode where Wesley Crusher is like, "Don't you talk bad about Captain Picard, stupid." Ugh. I'll keep him back.
You know, it's been a while. This is a very fancy star thing. Nice. Nice.
What did you use to make that?
What? It's just not a program known for its animation capabilities, I don't think. Yeah, but there's no, like, export button, is there? Yeah, huh? Oh, wow.
Ryan, you might be muted to the stream.
Yeah, people can't hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you, but I don't think the stream can.
Oh my god, I think I've been muted for a really long time. Oh no.
You have. I've also been muted that whole time, and yes, yeah, no, you're not coming through the thing.
So anyway, everyone, welcome.
Hi. Okay. Hang on, we're starting over.
What?
I'm gonna increase the timer just a little bit so we can intro again. Man, I'm so good at this. I'm so professional. Oh, it's a good strategy. All right, 3-minute countdown. So what I was saying before, that you guys didn't hear if you're on YouTube, we're watching 3 episodes today, Reunion with Kalar and Alexander and Kimpek and Duras and all them. And the third one is going to be a Wesley episode, and we're going to get Bilby from DS9. So what we were talking about this animation, I made it in Game Maker. It's a particle simulation of sorts. You can see if you look at the code, it counts up the frames, and everything it does is frame dependent. So that's to make sure that it loops seamlessly. It's not doing like a random angle. It's doing it as a function of the frame. That gives you a nice seamless loop. If the frame counter is greater than or equal to 600, so if it's been 10 seconds, then set the frame to 0, just start all over again. Just wasn't here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's supposed to be a Ryan on Ryan's edits, isn't there? So that program, oh yeah, you weren't here for when I described the program. The program is Game Maker. I learned it in high school. I had a game programming class for several years, actually. And the language is, I mean, it's custom to the engine. It's called Game Maker Language, GML, but it's basically just C. It's just C. It was a lot easier in the context of a class, and then once I had the base knowledge, it's really easy to expand. Once you understand all the syntax and everything, it's just a matter of learning the individual functions. Okay. Withdrew from the class. Not like meth withdrawal. He was something else. I mean, I get withdrawal sometimes if I don't get my programming in. That's why I have to just make random programs. Also, press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Can you not hear anyone? Wait, now you not hear anyone in Discord? Hang on, people in Discord say stuff. What? But why?
Oh, you broke it.
Yeah, Ryan, I'm only hearing you on the YouTube feed. And
Okay, now you can hear everyone. All right, I figured it out. We did it. You're back.
Yeah, and I hear myself.
Just need to adjust volume slightly.
Also, it's not
There we go.
blurred. It's still a Starfield.
Look,
No problem.
look, I didn't get enough sleep last night, okay?
Have we mentioned how professional this show is? Let's remind everyone.
Premier experience. Yay!
Kalar, do you have to be so aggressive in your opening here, showing up with a warship, taking aggressive posture? Just call them.
This is the way. He was so cordial and happy to see him.
It's Klingons.
They always have to be so dramatic.
I mean,
Yes.
it's a warship, but it's technically their Air Force One. It's the Bortos.
Yeah, all right.
Actually, that's an ambassador. Yeah, that's a fair.
I mean, Kimpek is also on that ship, I think.
Yeah, that's why it's their Air Force One.
Yeah.
That's his ship.
Oh yeah, this line from Captain Picard is pretty good. You'll not go into hiding.
I like how Picard looks like irritated by Worf on that one.
Yeah.
He really looks bad. Yeah.
Captain Picard also did not get enough sleep last night. There's no time for Worf's nonsense.
That was the shut up and sit down, Mr. Worf look.
Yeah.
While I technically agree with Picard as far as somebody's duties, I also think that it's kind of a diplomatic blind spot on his part. Because, like, if you're gonna piss off the Klingons, why would you let Worf do that?
I mean, what are they going to do about it? Withdraw from the treaty? They wouldn't do that.
How
They just have to live with it.
How tall is Kalar?
Really tall.
That's Susie
She's-
Plaxton is
She's
a
pretty tall.
very tall
She's
woman.
like,
Yeah,
Isn't she like
looks like
6 foot
she's
something?
scraping the... Jesus, wow. Good for Worf.
oh, another thing I wanted to mention before the stream started, but we've already started, so we're doing it now. Last week, on DS9, the stream just kind of ended suddenly. Luckily, after the episodes were done, because I lost power, which was less than ideal.
Yikes.
I should not be losing power this week. It should be okay. We had some windstorms that knocked things out for a bit. But the weather's pretty calm right now. Should be good.
Yeah, I just googled it. Susie Plaxton is 6'2".
Yeah.
Wow.
She's a tall person. She's nearly as tall as Jonathan Frakes. Jonathan Frakes' height. Jonathan Frakes is 6'3".
And Doug Jones is 6'4". She is scraping the ceiling.
Oh, all these people nearly as tall as me. What the hell?
Nearly as tall as you?
Also wearing like Klingon
I'm
heels.
offended. There you go. She's wearing the heels.
Where are my fellow really tall people? Raise your hand.
I am tall-ish, 6'1".
I'm only 6 foot. I don't think I count.
Yeah.
That's practically 5.
I'm 5'8".
I'm 6'4".
That's
I am,
tall.
I am
I'm
also-
shorter than all of you. Do I win? I don't feel like I won.
Sure, you can win. That's fine.
You win.
Yay! You're shorter.
Can you all
Huzzah!
pick me up so I can see over you?
You need
You're
to
the 1 millionth visitor.
You can spend so much less money on groceries because you don't have as much bulk to carry around. It's great.
He's got such an awkward stance.
Yeah, kid doesn't really know what he's doing here.
Those pajamas must be really uncomfortable.
Not to mention the prosthetics.
Oh, he knows what his parents signed him up for.
Michael Dorn isn't 6 foot something, is he? He's taller than
He's
Susie
Like
here.
it is.
He's got to be standing on something. This is...
That's
No,
possible.
he's a pretty tall guy too.
How tall is his prosthetic over his head?
1.9, so he's 6'2".
Yeah. Google says he's 6'3", so he's officially 1 inch taller than Susie Plaxton. That looks like more than 1 inch to me, though.
I
That's-
think the Klingon hair is a little taller than his actual
Yeah, that looks
head.
like 4 inches of forehead.
That is a 6 head.
Yeah.
That is a whole lot of head.
So are the forehead ridges like paternal? Because Alexander's are basically a carbon copy of Worf's, and Kalar's are not really.
I
Yes.
guess. I'm trying to think back to the Worf lawyer in one of the TOS movies, but I can't. I don't remember what his forehead
He
ridges
doesn't
look
look
like.
like. No, the forehead ridges are much more understated on General Worf in Star Trek 6.
Who
Okay.
is canonically Worf's grandfather or something, right?
Yeah, I think
Another
so.
Civil War.
Worf, son of Moog, son of Worf. I guess that's better than Taral, son of Duras, son of Duras, son of Duras, son of Duras.
Not for much longer.
No, don't worry, we're still gonna. We have more Durases to come.
Yeah,
No,
sorry.
in
which,
Star Trek, Taral. We just saw Taral die last week, actually, in DS9. But based on what we know about Star Trek, he probably had like a dozen kids just to continue the story off
Did he
screen.
die?
Oh yeah, he's dead.
What killed him again?
I don't remember.
Taral? The only thing we know is that he's trapped on the Herc planet.
Yeah, I don't think he died. I think he's.
Are you sure?
He didn't
Is
die
that-
on screen anyway.
that ship was drifting.
I'm looking up Taral, son of Duras.
That blood wine is gonna get warm, man.
Oh, this is also the introduction of Gowron. Of course.
Oh yay!
Yes, it
This
is.
one. This is one of the great ones. I feel like there's more Klingon political stuff in this one than like any of the other ones. This is great.
We also learned that Duras does not fight with a Batleth.
Or honor.
So yeah, according to Memory Alpha, you're correct. Taral is alive. Okay, I thought for sure he was killed. Viridium 6. Not to be confused with Viridian 6, the planet from Generations.
Totally
Actually, I
different.
think that was Viridian 3.
Viridian 3. Yeah.
Fine. You and your technicalities.
Pedantic facts.
He has such an aggressive forehead.
He does.
There's
Quebec's
so much
pretty
going
cool.
on there. Great cheese on that.
I always forget that we met Kimpek a few times before this. I always think this is his first episode. But no, he shows up.
I don't like Kempek because he made Worf take dishonor to save Duras.
Yeah. Not...
And the whole thing was to prevent a civil war that happens like months after Kempek dies anyway.
If I can appeal to the youth for a bit, that was not very cash money of him.
Yeah, I don't know what that
Yes,
means.
that you don't try to appeal
you
to
get
the
the
youth.
kids, don't you?
Is that not what the kids say anymore?
I mean, I knew that that's an expression, but like, what does that mean?
I think it's like cool.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I taught you bass the other day. Sorry, Mike, what were you saying?
I didn't say anything. I'm good.
Picard, you can still decline.
Yeah, but that would kind of mean war.
You can still
like-
decline.
He secretly wants to do it. He's just putting on a face.
I like Kempek. You know, he. It's very smart of him to pick Picard as the arbiter of succession. It makes a great episode.
Cash Money was not late 90s, not at all. That was like early 2010s at the latest, at the earliest.
We have a Money Cash and something else was always part of like hip hop's.
Yeah, I want to say mid 2010s.
Okay. Yeah, we had a song called Money Cash in the 90s.
That may be where it came from, but I don't think it directly inspired it.
Okay. Cash Money is something different. That's why I'm confused.
Honduras. Who do you think it was, Kimpek? Come on. The guy we've already established canonically is just evil, and his entire family's evil? Or this random no-name guy we've never met? It's probably the guy we know is evil.
Let's take a moment to appreciate that we took a species that was completely antagonistic to all of humankind, and we managed to make them friends and still write an evil, disgusting Duras. We turned these enemies into our greatest friends, and they're still little.
You know, there's some Cold War episodes. Hi guys, by the way, nice to see you all.
Hi.
There's some Cold War episodes. I'm like almost on time for once. So there's some Cold War episodes which show like remnants of the Soviet Union are about to launch nuclear missiles, or like radical, whatever. So monarchists from Russia. So the Klingons kind of serve that purpose. Both the détente, the eventual peacemaking in Star Trek 6, going on at the same time as the collapse of the Soviet Union, or more or less.
Oh yeah, no, Klingons have been the analogy ever since the 4th episode of Star Trek or something like that.
Yeah, TOS, sure. Yeah.
Because Star Trek 6 happens about a year and a half after the fall of the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
So apparently, cash money, as a turn of phrase in that sense, has been used since late 2015.
Okay. Well, anything after the Cold War is kind of like, new to me.
God, do those ships have to be parked so close to each other?
Was that some sort of game?
Some sort of game.
Were they just stacking the boxes as quickly as they could?
I mean, why not? With shapes on every side, I mean, they kind of look like giant dice.
Has he accepted that he's just listening to him because he's a Klingon? Okay.
He's Alexander. I mean, of course he is because he's a child, but I was going to say, man, Alexander is so short. He's just so tiny.
Say, when he first beamed on, I was like, this kid is so little. Like, because obviously I remember him from Deep Space Nine, and children grow fast on TV because
Especially this
Their
one.
bodies are growing so fast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's gonna
right.
be a full-grown adult in DS9.
Like 6
No,
weeks
like
from
even
now.
in
Yeah.
TNG, he's like a teenager in TNG, you know? So almost.
How old would you say
when
he is right now? Is he like 7?
He's like 4, dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
the actor.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just saying, it's like this kid is so. I don't want to use a derogatory term towards short people, like midget or anything, but this kid is so tiny. It's like kind of hard to. It's very well cast. Like you don't realize it because it's the first episode. You know, if you're watching live, watching in retrospect, like where do they get this tiny little Alexander from? And that is the same actor.
It's not the same actor.
Oh, it's not the same actor. I thought it was the Munchkin.
Nope.
Okay.
They get a different Alexander later on. This kid is like
Because
Okay,
there's
but-
only a 3-year gap in production between this episode, or no, what is it? 6-year gap between this episode and when fully adult, like late teens, early 20s Alexander shows up.
He's like already enrolled in the military. Next time we see him, yeah, it's ridiculous.
And he's already grown this much, and he was born like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Klingons
that's
just
true.
grow real fast.
That's true. She did surprise him. But like because remember in the last episode they rewrite this a little bit. But Worf is all dejected, like this night had no meaning. And he just shows up with the kid.
So whenever, I mean, really whenever anyone shows up, but especially Kalar, because she's the most dramatic about it, I always have to look at her outfits, because, I mean, the first episode she's in this, like, weird, really bright red onesie, and it just is hideous. What she's wearing now, I mean, it's okay. It's not great.
It looks ambassadorial. It's probably the most diplomatic,
Yeah.
inoffensive,
Yeah.
non-scary Klingon armor I've ever seen.
Actually, it really reminds me of the Discovery Season 3 uniforms. Kind of think of it.
Hey!
Is this
Just
what's
a
this
little more
last
suede.
episode?
This is Kalar's last episode, yes.
I meant Wesley.
Kalar's... Oh, Wesley? No, it's not a last episode overall, no. Because we still need to get the one where he... the one where he
Okay.
conspires to cover up a death, and the one where he goes and messes with a Native American tribe.
Right.
Messes with
Two more episodes. But this is the last one on the ship in any official capacity.
Yes.
Bye.
He's on his way to the academy.
Later.
Well, the last episode of today is his last episode.
Yeah, he needs to blow up a water fountain, help
Yeah.
help some cray Tom Paris, and then go mess with the Native Americans.
What a mischievous little kid.
I love the cray Tom Paris.
It's Tom Paris. You can't tell me it's not. And if you
No,
tell
it
me
is.
it's not,
I don't care what the writers
wrong.
say, it's just Tom Paris.
Exactly.
You got a name change.
It
It's
makes
very
more
simple.
sense that way.
Oh yeah, the episode with the game. He has to show up there.
Oh God.
I forgot about that
yeah, those high quality graphics.
One where Riker puts on the thing that connects to your neural pathways.
Yeah,
Makes you
Everyone
addicted.
does. Yeah.
and it makes you kind of uncomfortable with the sounds everyone is making as they play. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. That whole episode is kind of sleazy, but yeah, we'll go into it later. Duras is a traitor. I like that episode though. It was good writing.
I mean, it's weird. It feels like it's a season 1 plot with season 4, season 5 production value.
I can see
Yeah.
that actually, yeah.
I'm surprised that they made something like that so late on.
Wasn't it? Weren't they forced to
I-
improvise because of writer's strike?
A
Like,
writer's
they just had
strike?
To go with a bunch of episodes that were kind of half baked. That's what I heard.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, you would think. Sorry.
I was unaware of any writer strikes or anything in the 90s. I only know about the one that like killed off Heroes a couple of years ago.
I mean, they happen pretty often.
There's a writer's strike at the end of season 2, but I don't know about the game.
Klingons say Klingons don't do things a lot.
I know, I made a whole compilation about it.
That's true.
We have a video.
Anyone seen Lex?
No, I want
the
to.
character,
Yep,
it's a
forgotten
dead
about
character
that
who
one.
makes a particular point of declaring what the dead don't do. It's pretty funny. It's very much reminiscent.
Klingons do not laugh. He laughs a lot.
Whoever was just like tapping their microphone, you added a wonderful bass sound to those doors opening. It actually felt really good.
Oh, look, zoom in on Gowron with his crazy eyes. The first thing we see, he's just staring someone down.
Sorry about that.
That's
It's
all he does.
literally how he got the job.
It is. Man, what's with you people in pain sticks? Do you not know how to do anything else? Can you just like check his pulse?
Excuse me, are you kink shaming?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
What if he's just like really resisting the pain?
I like how, what is it, Duras? He's like really holds it on him for a long time.
Well, we find out later on that Klingons actually have backup systems in their bodies, so
Oh yeah.
maybe the checking the pulse is not sufficient.
Yeah, actually, Worf was dead for like an hour, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Jeez, Duras, chill.
So that makes sense to keep the paint stick on long and hard.
Yes, this is a reasonable
Like everybody
tradition.
doing it. Yeah, it kind of is. I love this. Picard says we're gonna do it on my ship, and they're like, "What?"
Picard makes the rules.
He's
He does what he wants. Wait.
and he's proven right the next second.
I mean, I know we just had a major explosion, but I can't help but notice where Duras was standing. They just have a regular Earth sword.
Not a single rock.
Well, it's a Klingon
Not-
ship. They don't use rocks.
By the way, the bomb was like a sparkle. Like it just knocks
Really
people
bomb.
over and just sparkles them back. Like
Eric's bomb was
it's
way
like a
better.
firecracker.
Yeah, that wasn't a ballet they had hung up. It was just like an ancient broadsword.
Yeah, that's the sword Duras fights with later. It's a Klingon sword, technically.
I don't think that's true at all. I think you're making that up.
Wait, you're with a sword? I thought
It
there was
came
a
with Worf's action figure in the 90s, the Playmates action figure.
Now, what's Kayla wearing? She's back in the red, but it's a different red outfit, I think.
Oh, that's
The
a big
ambassador
foreshadowing right
casual.
there.
They changed up the shoulders most significantly.
Yeah, she matches with like the rug almost.
Looks like a Troy outfit.
Crimson. It's definitely crimson, which is a Klingon color.
I mean, it looks warm at least.
Crimson
Yeah,
tide.
turtleneck.
Now, given the fact that Klingons have such massive foreheads, I would assume like headbands would be more popular to keep warm, but apparently the turtleneck's all you need. Oh, that turtleneck's actually
Oh.
rigid. There's like
I don't think any species wears headbands. It just kind of comes. I mean, like remember the Ferengi? Like they wear a head thing on the back of their neck, which is kind of cool.
yeah.
The collar is
The Bajorians wear it sometimes when she's sweating, right? Like I think Kira
Yeah, look-
does it.
Look at Kalar's turtleneck.
Yeah, it looks really thin and stiff.
Yeah, I take it back. That doesn't look warm at all. That just looks uncomfortable and crinkly.
Shiny.
Or
Yeah,
as
the-
Alexander is best known, the boy.
The boy. But I thought
The boy.
Worf made Rustai
Yeah,
with
like-
the boy.
He's not even taking ownership of this.
Does he even make Rustai with this boy? I don't think he makes Rustai with this boy.
Well, he doesn't have to because he's already his son. I think Rustai is to make someone your brother. Or sister.
The term is not make Rustai. That's something we are perverting.
What
He
was
just
the
said
actual
that
one?
he accepts the boy, though. So what's the
we-
word for adoption?
He's going to do the Rustai ceremony.
Hang on, I'm gonna look up a
with the
transcript.
boy.
We're
Sorry.
roosting.
Let's see. TNG, the bonding transcript.
We gotta be respectful of Klingon culture.
Roostai. Then may I seek your counsel about my plan to make the Roostai with the boy.
So it's
Make the Roostai.
That sounds dirtier
like
than
the
the way
Bronx.
Yeah, that sounds worse.
Yeah.
And then when he's talking to the kid, he says, "Join me in the Roostai, the bonding."
So it's a phase state of being, and then it's also a ceremony, which is the article. Anyway, I mean, I don't mean to be pedant. I mean, you can make fun of the Roostai thing. I'm just saying the show wasn't nearly as creative to go there. But I was gonna say earlier when we were talking about the game episode, I think at that point you would have had creative license to basically write whatever you want, because you have
they do at season 7. They do go in whatever direction they feel like.
They've got the right to by then.
Yeah, I mean they're wrapping it up too, so it doesn't matter. Like you could.
What's the big hurry, Duras? What do you even want to do?
Oh, that face.
You okay, Calron?
He has never been better.
He's so thin. I'm used to.
Did he just knock a dude out? No, he's fine.
No,
he just pushed him to the side a little. He's okay.
Don't worry,
he
central casting is fine.
He got hit by Gowron and pointed his phaser at Duras.
I mean, we love Gowron. We wouldn't. Of course we pointed at Duras. Duras is the worst.
So their objection here is a little bit strange when we consider what Klingon culture looks like later on. It should be like exactly what they want to do to brag about all the shit they've done.
Doesn't Gowron kind of reform Klingon culture at least a little bit later on, though? I feel like that's part of the getting away from Duras thing. That is shit. He should know.
He doesn't know what a batleth is?
He should really know what that is.
Once the bomb goes off, the question becomes who killed Imperfect and who set the bomb off. But yeah, you're right. It should be bragging right now. I kind of didn't catch what you said, though, the person who spoke just before me. Michael.
But it is a weapon, Michael.
They're really bad at showing the weight of this thing. Like, Alexander could barely pick it up, and then Worf picks it up with, 3 fingers.
That sword is bigger than him.
But then every time they swing it, it's all slow, like it's heavy.
Yeah, I mean, real swords are only 3 pounds. And that thing has a fair bit of metal, so I'd guess 5 or 6.
Yeah,
that's pretty clumsy for a sword.
It's like pure iron. Well, it's probably
if it's 5 or 6 pounds and Worf's a Klingon, I assume they're supposed to be pretty strong.
Well, until they're fighting someone else.
Until they fight literally anyone else, yeah.
But the cool thing is, though, it functions like a shield and a sword.
Yeah, it's a neat little weapon.
I just keep watching Gowron's eyes looking for a blink. Just one blink in any series.
Gowron does not blink.
Was the closest to Golem any character has ever gotten on Star Trek with when Duras accuses him of planting the bomb, and he's like, "What? I'm gonna rip you to pieces with my hands."
Wait, Golem or Gollum?
Blink.
It looks like he has one blue eye and one brown eye.
How dare you, Kalar?
I mean, they call her a woman, when she's not there.
Gowron, why would you even say that? If you're not the murderer, why would you imply that you are?
Also, women may not sit on the council.
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal.
Women may not sit on the council except for all the women that have been the council?
I mean, isn't the council composed of leaders of the great houses, and so therefore, if a woman is a leader of the great house,
Yeah, but
the council's not elected.
The Quark episode was the first woman to be announced leader of the House, though, right?
Only with special
Gilbert?
dispensation.
Yeah, it was special. It was a special case. Girl.
But we have Laurel,
Okay.
and Laurel was the chancellor.
We just watched
She
an
had
episode
she
before
had the
this
iPod
episode.
bomb.
She had the iPod.
So I'm getting my canon confused because we're simultaneously watching.
That's okay. They are too.
Dun dun dun, Romulans!
It's always the
Oh, you-
Romulans.
You know what? I was thinking. By the end of season 7, we should have like an intro and a credits with like each of us. You know, like Sheldon, Michael, Gyrinx, Harlequin, Diblo, Deutschland, myself, and Ryan.
And the cat.
No, we can skip Ryan.
I mean, no one
And
knows he
also,
wasn't talking for like almost 20 minutes.
Yeah, apparently that's fine. Nobody cares about me here. No.
I mean, your name's on the title card.
Yeah, yes.
That's enough.
Laurel's not
It's only-
the only female chancellor that we see either. There's also Gorkon's daughter in Star Trek 6. She becomes
Oh,
chancellor
right.
after he's murdered.
I knew I was forgetting someone.
Oh yeah, good call.
Maybe women can't sit on
Amazing
the
actress.
council because they keep getting murdered. So you know what? Every time this happens,
Alienable rights.
So women may not sit on the council for about 6 years. Then they get over it.
That was just a temporary rule they had at the time.
quick random thought. For those of you who are watching Discovery, this is not a spoiler question. Has anyone seen a Klingon yet in Discovery?
I mean,
In
yeah,
season
season
3?
In
1.
No,
Not
I
in
think
season
it's
3
C1.
now.
I'm sorry, since in season 3, after they do the thing.
No, they. Wait,
I don't think
spoils
so.
Discovery, by the way.
Oh, has that been decided? Okay,
Yeah, we can talk
Yeah,
about
don't
it.
worry,
Yeah,
past
we
the
can
Did they
talk
all?
about the
I
season.
think they all died. Did they all die? Like, what happened to Kronos?
I assume
I don't
Kronos
know.
is still there. I think that's actually on the star map they see. Kronos.
Oh, maybe they're just.
We just-
Maybe they all returned to their own space because of the dilithium thing.
There's just the same reason we don't see any Tholians. They aren't relevant.
The
Yeah.
idea was they beat the Klingons in the first season. Like, in other words, there was.
I
like,
mean,
a
kind of. It was kind of a
tension,
fear of victory there.
And then we have when they do the thing where like they mushroom phase the ship Black Alert the ship like 200 times around the Klingon ship
Yep.
to get all the
Yeah.
parameters. Like they
Yeah,
just
I mean-
defeat their cloaking devices basically, for like
Yeah.
a while.
But that.
I mean,
You know,
they get all
we
the
know at
data,
that
but
point-
then Discovery just leaves and they never transfer it back to Starfleet. So Starfleet itself is actually kind of screwed still.
Right. I mean, we know they're about to have a nice long war with the Klingons.
Well, we're waiting for an Axar to come out.
Really nothing of any importance, Gowron.
Yeah, this shows the Klingons are kind of not scientific.
You'd think with eyes like that, he'd be able to find anything.
Jesus.
Gowron
Yeah,
may
they're
not
so
be
bad.
able-
Oh, everyone's about to freak out. Duras, why are you making a show? You know what's up with him.
That. Yeah, I forgot that Duras knows what's up. I didn't watch that episode with you guys.
Gowron is the only person in this room who doesn't know what happened.
Is he?
Well, I mean, the proverbial red shirts don't know either.
Well,
No, they probably brief all the random red shirts or yellow shirts.
yeah, they're just random.
They're still
security
red
guards.
shirts. They just don't technically wear red anymore.
I think I recognize these guys.
They were pointing their gun at Duras, so it implies that they were briefed.
Man, yeah, Klingons are just awful investigators. They don't solve anything. This is why Kim Peck insisted it was Picard, because he knew any Klingon he would ask, just completely useless.
Picard's mustache is making such an appearance in this episode. It's not. I
Wait,
don't
what?
usually see that.
Picard's
Picard-
mustache?
Picard has a lot of 5 o'clock shadow on his upper lip. an unusual amount, unless the lighting is weird in here for the Klingons.
It looks normal to me.
A little bit, but Worf
It
had
was a little
tear in his
heavier.
eye.
It was a little heavier back on Kempek's ship. Might have been the lighting though.
Okay, she's still wearing her red outfit. Her hair is much floofier than it was in her first appearance.
Oh, I just
Almost falling
discovered
there.
that today is the 25th anniversary of one of the greatest episodes of Star Trek ever made.
Threshold?
Spock scream.
Yeah.
Sitting on
Oh
the
dear
edge of
God.
the-
So she
Maybe we
says-
should watch Threshold today, just as a bonus.
No, I don't think so.
I'll be logging off in that case.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Threshold?
Fuck that.
So-
I want to see that. If there's any chance to like riff on that episode, I want to do it.
You know what?
I would want to
Warp
watch it
10
with you
babies?
guys.
I think Threshold is better than Genesis, the TNG episode that does the same thing.
Threshold Voyager,
Yeah, Threshold of Voyager
Warp 10.
is better than TNG Genesis.
Yeah, it is. It kind of is.
So we see there that Kalar actually uses a Klingon security code, which is like the only time that ever happens. All the other alien races use alphanumeric characters and even Greek characters.
Wait, did the security officer just not do anything about it? He just said you're not allowed to leave your quarters, and then he just let him leave.
Well, he said distract the guard. He was distracted. He didn't see the other gigantic Klingon walking behind the Klingon.
Stomping through the hallway.
Distracted.
Yeah,
Distracted.
Ryan's just looking for triangle ships. He's not listening for plot details like that. But thankfully, that's why we're here.
Yeah. Oh, well, this was easy to uncover. Good job, Kalar.
This is the second time she's like, she asked the computer, what are the records classified? She goes, let's go through them. So she just goes through the unclassified material and figures out the classified stuff. It's like Bellingcat.
See, this is where her half-human comes in. Klingons, awful at deduction. Humans, apparently pretty good. Half-human Kalar still works.
Someone died.
They unnecessarily killed this female lead. Like, they could have had such a great character for Deep Space Nine and other episodes. Like,
Yeah.
kind of weird.
I forget what
Kind of
writer.
weird.
I forget what writer did it, but he said that he shortly after Kalar was killed, he got a lot of fan mail that was very angry that she was killed.
I think it was a decent death. It would have been nicer to keep her along.
Yeah. I mean, it makes Worf a tragic figure, but he never finds romance again.
Yes,
He
he does.
Is it what?
Well,
What do you mean?
Oh,
He doesn't?
that also ends badly, but yeah.
He gets
Dax,
like-
no offense. The Dax thing was a joke. But
he gets 2.5 legs. Man.
I believe,
2.5.
definitely believe him and Dax.
yeah, I like
What
that.
about him and Troy?
3.5.
But also, that was never going anywhere.
Oh, hey, Kalar. So that didn't quite work
Spare
out.
the blood in this scene. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
they really went for this.
They have blood and violence in my TNG? How dare they?
Yes.
Why would that not be your first guess, Worf? Why would you guess
Duras
Gowron?
is like, Duras could have. Anyway.
Oh,
Killing
guilting
Kalar
him
was
into
the
accepting the
least
child. I mean, he should
Killing-
accept the child. It's his kid.
Killing Duras is the least intelligent thing Duras could have done. Sorry, killing Kalar.
Are we gonna get a death? Yeah.
It just proves they're guilty.
Good
Yep.
job, Worf. Don't administer any first aid or anything.
Alexander just
Don't
runs
call
away.
the
He has
sick bay.
no idea
Al-
what's going on.
Alexander's done with this scene.
He's
Call this
just
like
standing
they're just taking forever.
near the corner.
Klingons don't use first aid.
Why didn't he say to beam to sick bay? You know, like get her there.
I don't think he's even going to tell anyone.
on this ship.
Standing there like that is what they got this kid doing most of the time.
He's not going to tell security. He's not going to tell sickbay. He's just going to leave.
No, he called sick bay.
This is deep.
I like that.
Remember this scene. It comes up later.
Stare at your dead mom.
Okay.
But her eyes are still moving. Susie, keep your eyes shut.
She's also breathing.
Finally, the
That
medical
oughta be-
team arrives.
That
I don't
oughta
think
been
she
must've been
came in
really
through the
late.
front door. But anyway.
You
Yeah,
mean they didn't
wait,
actually
whoa.
like roofie Susie Plaxton to keep her still?
She came in from like the bathroom. Where did she come from? There's only one
Don't
door
worry
in the
about
order.
it. Maybe she did beam in.
I
Just
think
took her a
two
bit.
doors on those guest quarters.
I've never seen him take his
they
thing off.
played the door sound, but more
Why-
likely she was coming from the bathroom.
Why did he take the sash off?
TR's, fighting glove thing.
Oh,
Oh,
it
yeah.
didn't even land on the table.
Yeah,
He
that's the
just
fighting
drops
glove with Tasha Yar's episode.
The director didn't give a.
Why did Worf keep it?
He didn't want to recut that, man.
He probably thought it was cool, man. It's covered in poison or something, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So,
in,
yeah, I want to keep that where I can bump into
in
it.
another of Worf's episode, he has like this claw gauntlet he uses on the holodeck.
Oh, to fight Skeletor.
I like how they're
Wait, but every time they use the locate, it always locates the comm badge.
that's what I was gonna say.
True. Yeah.
They're inconsistent with that.
That's why he took it off. That was the whole point.
Yeah, whoa, hey, did that really? Wow.
Well, he was also resigning his commission to Starfleet.
Maybe
Going
this
to
is a
Ross.
season one.
Secretly
script.
resigning.
Yeah. Never done that.
I love that everyone is just like, okay, yeah. Yeah, you're the only one that thinks that, man.
Just reminding him. That's how you say talk to the hand. Excommunicated. Hang on. I don't have to talk to you. Just talk to my crossed elbows.
Excommunicated. Is this like a religion?
No, what I'm saying is that
Basically.
he is. I mean, he is cut out from the honor.
Ostracized.
No,
Yeah.
I know.
I do want to point out
Yeah,
that
but you're right.
they.
Excommunicated is a religious
What
term.
the-
Sorry.
Wait, he
They
is actually
should
just
use
using a sword?
Yeah.
That's a different
It's
sword.
katana.
It's a different sword. So why does Kimpek have a sword and Duras has a sword and Duras is fighting with it? Why? Why does he? What is happening?
Maybe
Is
the
this just to
Rights
show
of
he's
Vengeance have
the worst Klingon? Because he doesn't
Rights
use
of
a
Vengeance
batleth?
probably have a different rule set. Use whatever weapon you want.
Maybe it's just his preferred weapon, and most people use the batleth, but not all of them.
I think most people don't
Sure.
use a batleth, and Worf is trying to be cool. Let's be honest here.
Worf has
I
always
mean,
been
it's-
with the Battleth. Like in the episode parallels, he goes to a Battleth competition and he wins an award. You know, like don't ask. me
Yeah,
which
but
award.
like,
Um,
I mean, it feels like it's something really like cliche. It's like, well, I'm a Klingon. I should learn how to use the
a
batleth.
little.
How does Worf not get fired here?
Bye, Duras.
He was mad.
He
man.
just says next time. Picard
yeah,
says
he
next
was
time.
rigid.
You better
Well,
not.
he took off his comm badge, so when he's not wearing the comm badge, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
He's mad.
Yeah.
He's so mad.
Worf, of course, will repeat this when he tries to assassinate his brother in DS9. Worf is,
course.
or Cisco is very upset at that. Oh, well, that worked itself out.
Yeah. It's a good thing the bad guy killed the good guy's wife. Or
More like his ex.
ex, like.
And in Starfleet, we follow humans' standards, Worf. Human standards.
How many times does Worf
I mean,
do this?
A lot.
So Worf remembers this speech the next time he has to do something, and he follows Picard's advice.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what are you referring to there?
Yeah, hang on. I'm
Oh,
not
so he
remembering.
didn't
Redemption.
resign this time.
In Redemption, he resigns.
Oh.
Yeah.
So 3 times he shirks his duties to murder
Like-
someone.
In the episode where Data, everyone wipes their memories except for Data, and Picard orders him, like Data says, "I'm going to resign my commission to Starfleet," rather than tell you what you ordered me not to tell you. So
Oh yeah.
Well, it doesn't.
there's
go that
always
far.
this. Oh, but I'm just saying though, there's like it's very rare in TNG when a character's spoken off. I think Picard does it once or twice too. Like in Insurrection, he basically takes off his pips, which is
Well, and in Picard, when he actually does resign, it was a either.
Oh right.
Cut it
Right.
out or I
Yeah,
go.
no, that's funny. He resigned in Insurrection too, though, technically. But yeah. Basically, he was disobeying an admiral's direct orders, right? So if you're gonna do that, don't wear the badge. And the admiral dowered he was evil.
Oh, look, there's a regular sword too. In
That
fact, that's
is
the same
called
one Kimpak had.
Duktach.
Yeah, so basically, anytime you want to break the rules, you just take your comm badge off and you're good, right?
Yeah. Oh, and Alexander's hanging out in the ball chair.
If you're a captain, you have to take off your pips one by one for in a slow, dramatic moment.
Yeah.
Someone who actually wants you.
What? Yes.
And Worf is a terrible father. We know this.
Yeah, Worf is bottom of the barrel.
He eventually gets bored of Alexander, sends him to Russia. Sorry, Belarus.
I am your father.
But he ain't your dad.
It's so long to say that. It was like the Star Wars build-up, basically.
And he does sound like Daniel Jones too.
So, question: why don't Starfleet officers pull out? Because Kirk had a kid and didn't know it, and then Cisco got someone pregnant because he didn't get his injection, and now Worf, and even Picard was tricked that he had a kid because he didn't pull out either. So what's going on, Ryan? I need answers.
No, hang on. You answered it yourself. Everyone in Starfleet is used to everyone being on a birth control shot at all times.
They just don't even ask anymore. So when someone's not, they just
exactly. No one
just don't
cares.
know.
And Klingons do not pull out. I'm assuming.
All right. So the next episode is of course going to be Voyager Threshold. 25th year anniversary.
Yes.
We don't care
let's do
about
it.
Future Imperfect, right? We don't need Future Imperfect.
Nope. No, we don't.
Future
Hi,
Imperfect.
Michael.
Future
No,
Imperfect.
No, you can't. Don't even try.
1 minute
I
countdown to
think-
Future Imperfect.
Thing is this? Yeah, thank you.
Because someone here is just no
You're-
fun.
Rated TV PG for sex and fear.
For fear.
Fear. What does that
And
even
So
mean?
Tom Paris has this like moan as he's going into warp 10. It's just like a strange thing.
I
to
didn't need to.
watch.
I did not need to remember that. No, I don't think you helped any of us making us remember that.
Hannah, not Hannah, says pepperoni.
Wait, hang on. Threshold aired January 29th. It's January 30th now.
Looking at a 12-hour-old Reddit post. Uh-oh.
We missed it. We missed
16 hour,
Threshold.
pardon me.
Oh
ruined.
no, I was wrong.
Watch it then.
Jesus Christ. I feel terrible.
Oh, you
You
were
should.
so
Not
close that
really.
you overshot
Hang
it
on.
and went
Everyone shut up. Press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. All right, unshut up.
I am such a warp 10 slug.
Shut up. Got it.
Oh, God.
Excuse me, they're not slugs, they're salamanders.
Slug baby.
They're warp 10 salamanders.
I like how the
Oh my
subtitle
God, the
says played
subtitle.
Misty poorly.
Poorly.
Oof.
Thank you, subtitles.
It ain't half bad.
They know what they're doing.
It was pretty bad.
Hey, we got some civilian clothing in the background. Look at those oranges.
Yeah, I'm not convinced by the bright colors. I'm not sure
I don't
about
know,
that.
I'm just saying this because I'm with a whole bunch of other TNG fans. But these like cultural moments, the plays and the 10 forward parties, to me, that's really the favorite moment of TNG when they're just like being social with each other.
I like these too. Data was so excited to bring this up. He was just waiting. He gets a line.
Who the heck is that guy?
That's
Hey, it's,
amazing.
it's the guy from the battle bridge with Riker in the best of
Okay,
both
but
worlds.
why are we paying him for a speaking role?
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, he got a whole sentence there. That was big.
He was like staring at them too. Like he was really happy to be on the show.
I mean,
I
good
thought
job,
he
that
had some
guy.
Contact.
Yeah, he's
Good
getting
job,
paid
that
10
guy.
times more than the lady behind him. That looks
So-
like a cellular peptide cake to me. What do you guys think?
I think that's actually, yeah, that's very similar.
That really looks like Troy.
So
Now I want a cake.
should we do chips and queso or just go full nachos?
Chocolate
Well, I
cake
mean,
with mint frosting.
What are you putting on the nachos? It depends.
I don't know. I'm ordering them.
How am I supposed to answer the question if I don't know what's on the nachos, DB?
You know what? The answer is tempura shrimp nachos.
Oh,
I've made
no.
a decision.
Yeah.
No, just the queso then.
I wouldn't order that,
Yeah.
but I would eat it off of someone else's plate.
You're welcome to have some of mine.
Yeah, I'm coming over too.
Yeah.
Was that the
Um,
Riker face? Was that the excited Riker face we just saw?
Was it the what Riker face?
The really excited Riker face. Did they just beam down to an inhospitable, barren planet without?
Oh, yeah.
Is there an atmosphere in here? Okay.
As they
okay.
do. Sulfur dioxide, methane, hydrogen sulfide.
It's really a matte painting.
Okay, so
I
this
like how-
isn't good for them.
Yeah, Jordy's answer is it toxic is, I mean a little, but it's fine, right?
Yes, that's a yes.
Sensors are confounded. Communication is confounded. I wonder what's gonna happen.
Also, at the end of this episode, we're gonna get the first intake. The first one.
Is
Where,
Picard perched on that seat like Riker is?
This is where your genius for intakes sprung forth like Athena from the head of Zeus.
can you say
Hey,
so?
that's another extra that's getting a line.
That is not Chief O'Brien. Who the heck is that lady? Where's my
She said,
Irishman?
Picard is doing the Riker stance on Data's chair.
He misses Riker.
Is he?
Yeah, he definitely was. We're not going to see it again for ever. But he was. He
Yeah.
was leaning on that thing with one leg up, 100%.
Oh, it's okay. He made it back to the Enterprise despite the poison.
Oh, Nurse Ogawa.
Yeah, haven't seen her in... Actually, have we ever seen her?
Yeah.
She looks the same age.
Yes. We've been over the one with Kelsey Grammer in it, right? With the time loop.
No, that happens
No.
next season. I
That's
think.
later. Ooh. Hmm.
But she has shown up because the only reason I can't remember exactly where she showed up, but I do know that she did because they cast her as Ogawa after she auditioned for the role of Keiko.
And we
Okay.
have seen Keiko.
I'm just looking up her...
Brian are married.
No, according to Memory Alpha, this is her first appearance.
Oh my goodness.
And we have Captain Riker now.
This is her first
Captain Riker now,
appearance?
folks.
This is the first Nurse Ogawa.
But she must have
that's
done-
a continuity error.
Do we know if she? I mean, this is interesting because if they hired her on here, did they intend to use her later on in the show, or was she going to be a one-off for this?
Well,
Curious now.
she shows up quite a lot.
Well, now she does, yeah. But she's starting out in a future episode.
Yeah, but this isn't the future. This isn't real.
Well,
Yeah, so how does...
Like,
Wait, how does...
major continuity error.
You know, I mean,
Does
there
Riker
might not be
even
a
know Ogawa?
continuity error. It might just be that Ogawa's on the ship and we haven't seen her. Maybe she was hired on like 2 weeks ago.
see if we get any other lines with Ogawa because he just woke up, and I think the next scene is just Beverly telling him about the weird memory virus thing. Maybe they liked her in the show and they just kept her on. I'm gonna go with that because that's optimistic.
Yeah, Ogawa... Ogawa is eventually going to become a nurse. Or, not a nurse, a doctor, full doctor. But only in an alternate timeline. Alternate universe.
alternate or made up for this episode?
It's the episode where Worf is moving between different universes. She's
Okay, yeah.
she's Dr. Ogawa in one of them.
But we also see the comm badge in this episode for the future, which kind of shows up. I think All Good Things uses this comm badge too. No.
No, All Good Things has the future
Like, what-
comm badge that gets used in Picard later on.
Lines.
Okay, but this one is also a future comm badge though, with the
Yeah,
bars coming out of it, 5 bars.
I'm just surprised they didn't use the real old person makeup for this. They just dyed a few hairs gray.
And they made Beverly look like she hasn't slept in 3 days. That's all they did. That's a
I
line
mean,
to
Beverly
episode.
changed her hairstyle. Riker's a little more gray.
The rogue streak.
But yeah, I'm just surprised they didn't put him in like a full rubber mask. Like they do for, what's his name? Who made Data? Noonien Soong.
Yeah,
That
only-
That happened
Well,
16 years ago, but like Crusher hasn't gotten a promotion, Worf hasn't gotten a promotion, Geordi hasn't
And
gotten
how
a
could she
promotion.
possibly, what could she be promoted to? She's chief medical officer.
We fought at Starfleet for a season.
Had a-
There's not more going up.
Their
Island
own medical
Universe.
starship.
Yeah, captain of a medical starship. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she does get that. I think. I don't know if that's canon.
Eventually.
Yeah, later on.
It happens in All Good Things.
Yeah, the episode that I always called that.
I mean, we see some pretty old like lieutenants in Starfleet, so like career advancement is not necessarily everybody's goal.
Expectation also appears to be around 160 now.
I mean,
Actually, Dr. Crusher explicitly says later on that she doesn't really care about the rank. She just wants to be a doctor.
Yeah, Cisco says that too, but they care.
They also retcon that with Dr. Crusher because in what episode was it? I forget what episode it is, but there's the one where Deanna wants to go for her command test, and Dr. Crusher says like before she came on the Enterprise, she passed her command test.
Well, that's the episode I was talking about. In the same conversation, she's like, she just wanted to stretch herself, but she doesn't really care about the rank.
that's interesting.
I mean, it's
That's
kind of a
like the
dream,
female
Riker.
leads of the show.
Well, you can't feel flesh and bone when you're in a dream?
Riker has felt a lot of flesh and bone in the holodeck.
Hey,
Or you can.
Technically, that's just photons, though.
I have one consistent way of being able to tell if I'm in a dream. If I look at my hands and count my fingers, in a dream, one of them will always have 6. I don't know why.
that's the thing. Counting, reading left brain activity. If you look at a clock, it'll be a different time every time. That's the thing. You can't count when you're sleeping. It doesn't work.
True. I've had
No, I think Ryan just subconsciously wants 6-fingered hand.
I mean, it'd be so convenient. I could hold so many things.
I think like he's just naturally such a funny guy that like when he looks down at his hands in a dream, he just sees like 6 fingers.
I've had
Kill people's fathers.
What could you hold with 6 fingers you can't hold with 5?
Well, you can see that's
It's
one more
range.
finger to hold things between your fingers.
I've had
Like, what if you're holding like 6 pencils?
She instructed to walk like that.
I mean, you'd be able to type a little faster.
I've had
Yeah,
a
I've
lot
also-
of nightmares in the past where I've tried to dial 911 and I just couldn't because I couldn't read the pad or the numbers didn't come out right.
The pad? What do
Well,
you mean the pad?
It's called the number
Number
pad.
pad.
The 9 digits.
Not the
But it only-
PADD pad? You weren't holding a Star Trek pad?
Yep. No, just the 1D. There's only
Okay.
1D in my dreams.
The pad stands for personal access display device.
Unless you
But
try to
there's
count.
2Ds.
Okay. And I've also read things like, oh, you should try turning on a light in your dream, see if it works. But no, the lights in my dreams all work properly if I flick the switch.
Sorry,
I once
speaking of
debunked
that,
networking problems in a dream.
You had a what problem in a dream?
I debugged networking problems,
Oh, that sounds fun.
and people say electronics don't work in dreams.
You make them
I've
work in
never had
dreams.
That much agency in a dream. Like I don't control it in any way. I can't tell myself to
Yeah,
look at the clock. Or
I don't think I
whatever.
could.
I mean, it didn't make
couldn't,
any
like,
sense.
build a
but,
PC
you
in
know,
my dreams.
I mean, it's not something I do like every night, but on rare occasions, I'll think like, wait, am I dreaming right now? And I'll check.
Oh, this is my
Rarely.
favorite episode.
That red looks so bad
You know
on
why?
him.
'Cause-
Yeah, the red
no,
looks really
because
weird
Data
on Data.
appears. No, this is my favorite episode because Data appears in a command uniform.
I think he
Oh,
appears in
yeah,
command
he does.
uniform one other time.
Under Jellicoe, yeah.
He looks good.
The red clashes with his skin real bad.
I don't get. It
Yeah,
really
yeah.
does. I don't get why they're doing what they're doing with Worf.
He looks great.
With the scar?
He's doing. He's
why
doing.
does he still have command?
Yeah,
He's
I don't know why it does either.
His spine is bent. Like, what's going on? He looks like he got punched in the stomach.
Why is he at
Yeah.
ops?
Seeing who programmed this, it makes sense that they would make Worf an asshole.
Is there Coco in the back?
Oh look, Picard has a little figure of a
Eagle Boss.
warbird in front of him.
Eagle Boss figure, yeah.
Well, that's nice. I'm glad to see Picard is also a fan of model starships. He did work with model ships in bottles when he was a boy.
He never
As a
played
boy.
with boys.
When he was a boy.
Yep.
I want to say before when Samsung and Apple were suing each other because more precisely, Apple sued Samsung first because they said, look, before the year we came out with the iPad, all of your tablets were like triangle shaped and like, you know, hexagonal shaped and such. And then the year we come out with the iPad, all of your tablets look like rectangles, widescreen rectangles. So, you know, the New York Times ran an article of who owns a rectangle or like, you know, can you own it? And it's a very good argument either way. But if I was the Samsung lawyer, I would have brought up the fact that Star Trek Next Generation, starting in '86, shows pads and calls them pads, personal access display device, rectangular devices, you know, so you
can't copyright a rectangle.
What is?
You're telling me Samsung made triangular touchpads?
Triangle pads. What do you mean?
Yeah. No. Literally, this was the exhibit that Apple used in the courtroom. They had all the, you know, like, have you ever seen? What was it the palm the
Yes, people were trying to copyright a certain shape of device, and they're like, "No, that's stupid." It's like here's proof that literally everybody does that.
No, but they were triangle shaped is what I was trying to say. Like a lot of like games and stuff, like they were it was just an interesting shape. You know, it was more like a handheld kind of thing. I'll try to find a picture of it if I can.
You know how we can tell
Please do.
that this is actually an evil fake universe? Picard has a goatee.
Goatee.
It's always the goatee. So why doesn't Admiral Picard have a goatee in Star Trek Picard? Like in the flashback. We missed out.
I like that the ambassador badge has that little star on the Delta, just a differentiator above Captain.
Why do you need him? Just
Yeah.
get another ambassador.
Because he's the only PC in this episode.
Didn't they know about this disease for 16 years?
Yeah. It's okay. They didn't do any preparation.
Yeah, he should be recusing himself here. I don't understand why he's being forced into this.
Why isn't Data in command right now?
He is trying to recuse himself.
Yeah, he's trying to, but Picard's telling him no, because Picard's being stupid. Of course, it's fake Picard, so he's allowed to be stupid. But
Isn't there a DS9 episode where, there's a negotiation and only one person can do it, but they have a memory? Was that Bareil? I guess, yeah.
it might have been Bareil, but they do
Bareil
that in
was-
TNG another 2 times.
Bareil, they had to like replace his brain with half robotics or whatever.
It's fake.
To
but
do
there's,
the Bajoran Cardassian alliance or treaty.
Yeah, they do this plot a lot.
It's fake, but there is the ambassador to POW thing where she supposedly is the only one who can negotiate with the Romulans.
And there was also the deaf guy whose name I always think is Rivas Chikara, but it's not Rivas Chikara.
It's Reva.
Riva. Same thing with him.
You watch this on TV? The plot twist is like almost too much. You just cut the commercial.
Kid trying to suss out details of the Enterprise's mission. Typical espionage child.
Disaster?
The which disaster?
Fornax.
Fornax.
So,
Is that the same disaster from the Allegiance?
I don't know, but Fornax is the name of the erotic magazine in Mass Effect with alien porn.
Oh, moving swiftly on. I just remembered that that is the thing in Allegiance was actually the Core Coroli plague.
Thank you.
It's very important.
So here's what I don't understand. This episode should have remained the fact that the Romulans were trying to get intelligence from Riker. This whole little alien kid thing, doing a double simulation, is like, why would an alien kid do a simulation of the Romulans trying to get the defense plans of the Federation?
Because Riker
Because he's an idiot
and is always assuming that the Romulans are trying to get.
Yeah, that's what Riker thought was happening.
Yeah, the kid just dove in and he's like, "Wow, this Riker guy really hates Romulans. Let's just say Romulans are doing something easy."
I think it's also based on the fact that this planet is near the Romulan neutral zone.
Even better.
Now, I'm not racist, but the Romulans are always up to something.
Ooh, that's racist.
But I said
That's
I'm
what
not
saying, though.
racist.
It's like, yeah, but the kid is like playing on racist tropes almost.
I think he's just more going with what Riker presents as he presents it.
Once Riker knew that that this was all fake, he had to come up with something.
You know, so this means though that Riker wanted to be put in a fake future where he's extracted the Romulan defense plans.
Wanted to?
Like,
I don't think
slightly
there's
from the
there's
Rock.
motivation for that.
Yeah, no, there's no.
So
He
what I'm
didn't
saying is,
want it.
if the kid's only playing off Riker's mind, and that's why he did the Romulan deception holodeck fantasy. This is really Riker's fantasy to be like deceived into giving up the defense plans to the Romulans.
I don't think
No,
that's
I don't know
no.
if she was like,
There's no reason for this alien kid to come up with this idea.
No, hang on. It's low-hanging fruit. It's a super simple template to throw onto this. Riker wakes up. Everyone tells him this stupid excuse. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess this makes sense. Let's just go ahead and do this. And then Picard shows up and says, hey. There's no.
He wants Riker to hang out. He needs an excuse to be on the Enterprise with him. The kid does.
Yeah, it's just an easy template to put something together. They all have the gray streak, except in this shot. I don't think there's any old person makeup on Riker here right now. He looks normal.
oh,
I
that's
don't know.
true.
Like around his eyes, like above his right eye, looks a little different. He's got some
Yeah,
extra
it might just
wrinkle
be
in
the
there.
highlighting.
The scene where they where he discovers that it's a fake, they actually run a device over his face to remove the old person looking stuff, and you can see that there's a pretty clear difference. It's not like super
We
obvious
don't get
now.
captions for that trombone playing.
It wasn't even played badly. He just played it.
No captions. We don't know if it was played at all. Maybe it was silent.
Oh. Yeah, the old person makeup in this episode is way better than what they usually do. Usually it's
More
just
understated, yeah.
they look like 130 years old. Okay, the subtitle here just says plain Misty. It doesn't
Here.
say badly. Oh, it said played flat note.
Just had to give it a second. He'll get there.
Oh, you never hold a trombone by the slide. Oh, it's like, oh,
It's a future trombone. Don't worry.
Oh, look, he has a Horgon. Why do you have a Horgon?
Hey.
He's seeking Jamaharun.
With his
Riker's
kid?
always seeking Jamaharun.
Yeah, what's
But his
minuet?
child is here.
Yeah, I was saying because the fact that he played it pretty well to the end, and it was still better than it was when he fell asleep. That's what cues Riker's character to say, "Hey, there's something wrong here. Show me the Fornax disaster."
I thought it was the minuet tip off.
Well, it's about to be minuet, but that's in like 10-20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm like I don't mean to step on you. I don't think that he. Okay, now he thinks something's odd. Yeah, no, maybe you're right. Probably missed that.
Because the computer doesn't show him the Fornax disaster thing right away. It takes a minute.
That lady walked into that door so slow that Troy had to like slow down to not run into her.
And then before he can actually read the information, he's conveniently called away. Typical.
You know, the West Wing was famous for showing like long walks while talking really fast about policy. So it's interesting that
I hate Tom
TNG
Locke.
used that kind of shot.
So do
They
you think
walk
he
and talk on
plays?
TNG a good bit? It's
Hello,
it's not a
Shakar.
new thing.
That's
Shakar?
Oh, this
Not-
is Jakar.
that's not Shakar. Oh, okay.
Jakar from Babylon 5.
Sorry,
Is it
Andrea
his,
Katsoulis.
is it his face
He recently
makeup,
died.
or does he just look smug all the time?
I
Or is
think
it
that's
just
just Andreas.
Yeah,
Cultus.
every character he plays is like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, his name is Andreas Katsoulis.
Nelvana
Very
3. Oh yeah, that was from the Defector.
Yeah, that was the one where he
What
showed
are
up
the
in-
defense plans?
I was about to critique the continuity there, and then I realized this is fake.
And we've already had the Defector.
He's like the slimiest character.
The people
So
of the
do-
shoulder pad.
Yeah, do Romulans not have dress uniforms, or is that... They just always wear the spiky stuff and the shoulders.
I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to look at like an ambassador.
It's
next
true.
to
Whether you're a
regular
praetor or a sub commander, you're like wearing this stuff.
I'm trying to remember in DS9 that episode, like, that Dr. Bashir goes to that conference with Section 31. There's that Romulan captain there at a diplomatic function. Is she
We also
wearing
get to
anything
see
special?
Vreenak. Did he have any?
Vreenak wasn't wearing this outfit. He was wearing something else.
Like a different version of this fabric, or was it a totally different uniform?
No, he was wearing, like, normal clothes.
Dude, his
Yeah, he's
pants-
wearing like a suit almost.
His pant legs are so wide.
Now, let me get an image of Vreenak here.
When Vreenak enters the room, Worf like sniffs and like smells something off. Just showing like Klingons viscerally hate Romulans, and
They can smell them.
Alright, so this is really low quality, but here's how Vreenak looks in DS9. His clothing still has some of the Aztec in that the Romulans love so much on his clothing.
Maybe that's an ambassador uniform. Or no, because
Maybe.
Tomalot's an ambassador.
And-
What's going on?
And here's the question. So while they're off the main bridge, is the simulation still going on? Is the simulated data explaining to simulated Jakar what's going on with the ship?
Unlikely, because it's not a simulation.
Yeah, how much
It's a
occlusion
hallucination.
culling does this fake holodeck do? If they need a really long load time, do they just roofie Riker?
No, you're missing it. You're missing it.
That'd
The
be
kid
great.
doesn't know what to do. There's no holodeck here. The kid's just like panicking.
It's a fake holodeck. It's a holodeck of a holodeck. Sort
it's
of.
It's not a hollow. It's an illusion or a hallucination. This is a very advanced hallucination.
Oh, that's a Precy Squares outfit.
Well, you bet it is. He could have broken his arm. Oh, he
At
did
his
break-
age. See, Nurse Ogawa hasn't had a line yet, has she?
Just that first.
I don't
one.
think so, no.
At the beginning, yeah.
Wait, did she? I don't think she spoke at all. No.
Parisi Squares, at your age, at this time of day, on that part of the ship,
In this economy,
Breaking your neck is not a huge deal.
localized entirely in the.
it sure
square.
sounds like a huge deal.
That's like
I need my neck.
that's like the admiral in Inner Einem, the DS9 episode. You conveniently had an aneurysm.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's fine.
no, you can
He
get
got
over
better.
it. There's just you can get over it. You can be
You
okay.
can.
You gotta wear a halo for like a year, which is
You can get over. Well, you can get over a broken neck also.
Mhm.
Like it's not necessarily a paralyzing event.
But it's real bad. Just try to avoid breaking your neck, just in general.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Also, yeah, why did they even call Riker down if the kid's not even injured?
Yeah, in the
What's the
neighborhood where
point?
I grew up, there was a dumb kid who dove headfirst into a 4-foot pool and broke his neck.
That
He walked around with a brace on his neck for years.
probably not dive into an empty pool.
It wasn't empty; it was just 4 foot deep, and he
Oh.
dove headfirst into it.
Oof.
Yeah, you have to cut through the water with your hands at least.
Well, you don't dive headfirst into 4 foot deep pools.
Yeah, I'm sure it was the concrete at the bottom that was the bigger problem.
Oh, okay, I got you now.
Yeah.
Riker is so much of a better dad than Worf is, and he doesn't even know this kid.
I mean, he showed him a few trombone notes, and that's about it. And he yelled at him with a lecture, which Worf does that too. So all adults do in Star Trek.
Worf just constantly berates his kid for not living up to what Worf wants him to be.
And by the way, he grew up in a human home, you know, so there's no reason to go all Klingon culture on the kid.
He feels inadequate, and he's projecting his Klingon inadequacy onto Alexander.
Yeah, and in a lot of ways, depending on how you look at Worf, he's kind of a terrible person. Good character, fun character.
Dad, yeah. As a dad, yeah.
I mean, like as a dad, as a person, he's like, you know, racist and trying to kill everyone, and a bad parent.
That Romulan filth he won't allow into his body.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Worf picked up all of the books that he could find on Klingon culture on Earth and absorbed all of the worst qualities from them.
It's like Worf was reading Klingon anime and assumed that was just what Klingons are.
Right. 3 chapters on that, like clearly this is the best weapon in the entire culture.
Isn't having a Horgon on the desk kind of like having a big old dildo or something on your desk?
Oh, I was going to ask this earlier. Do you think in the future, with this nice, super comfortable level with like relations of that kind, do you think they bring children to Risa?
I don't think we ever see kids on Risa.
So Risa's an entire planet, and they don't, Star Trek keeps everything small, but like I would bet there are like Disney World areas of Risa and stuff like that. So
there's a Risian daycare you can send your kids.
Presuming that Risa is actually trying to make money, they would not ignore that.
There's no money in the 24th century. Come on.
Except when there is.
Okay, yes, but like for
sometimes.
Children, of course, toddlers get
there
the
are
daycare.
credits.
Oh, geez, did you replicate that mask?
That's terrifying.
Why would you do that?
Computer, give me the most hideous mask you can possibly come up with.
What are you even wearing on your feet, kid? What are those?
This is like even more campy than the RoboCop one.
They're like boots, but they look like they're made of wrapping paper. Well, Riker, did you just swear on my Star Trek?
Riker is as pissed off with the computer as I am when my
whoa.
computer messes up.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's true. There might not be kids on Risa, but kids come from Risa.
I bet no one on Risa forgets their injections.
Probably mandatory.
The injections are probably a multi-million-dollar business on Risa.
Yeah. Wait, business on Star Trek?
Oh, we've seen that lady before.
Dun-dun!
Are you going to figure it out, Riker? Who is it?
Who is holding this camera? Who is he waving at? Who are they waving?
It's a drone.
It's not.
Minuet.
It filmed like somebody with a camcorder in the 90s.
Yeah, it's like I love when they do that.
Does Riker just have another kid that's holding the camera he didn't mention? Why are you glaring at your child, Riker?
He's so mad. I like this acting. This is a good little bit.
Why did you have to come to the bridge for that? Couldn't you just tell him that over the phone?
He's so mad.
If it's not an issue, Jordy, why did you call him to the bridge?
Let's take a moment to appreciate that jaw movement. Jordy is like about to cry.
I'm still not entirely clear if that's a compliment or an insult.
That is a compliment of the real LaForge and an insult of the current
Insult to this-
LaForge.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no. The guy playing LaForge, whose name is completely escaping my head for some reason.
LeVar Burton?
Thank you. LeVar Burton is doing an amazing job of looking like he's about to shit himself there. Look at him. He's ready to
Oh,
cry.
Jesus.
He's
Yeah, look
scared.
at that facial acting.
He is frightened.
Anybody else watch Reading Rainbow?
Oh yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah, I mean,
just
I think it's one of the things
standing
that
there
Star Trek a
in
little bit.
shame.
Used a contraction, didn't you? You know, didn't you is a weird contraction, because, I mean, you can't expand it to did not you. You would
not?
never say that.
And it was
Surely
did
the
you
contraction would be did you'nt.
Oh, wait. Shut up is a rude word. I know.
Well, I took an empath to do that.
I know we hear it like every day with Ryan, but kind of rude.
Only sometimes.
Only
I don't often tell you to shut up. I just tell you to go away. It's totally different.
No, it's in an endearing way. Like it's in a clear way that's not like, oh, you're lower than. It's not a rude shut up. It's a funny shut up.
Sometimes he requires solitude.
Yeah.
No, it's like shut up. I'm doing my intro.
Yeah, I know.
Shut up. We're doing a countdown.
Those are some of the best lines.
Oh, we're getting rid of the no more
It's
liver
more like a Bugs
spots.
Bunny shut up. Shut up.
There we go. We got
Close
rid
your
of the old
mouth
person
and
makeup.
Stop talking.
Yeah, that bit where he was questioning Worf of where to get that scar in combat. There's an intake or an outtake there too. Not an intake yet. There's an outtake there.
Beg
will
your
be.
pardon?
Where he messed up his line. It's like in combat. Or so he says in battle. And Riker has to clarify, in combat? Yes, in combat too. Smash
So
your
this-
house of cards.
I liked this plot. Sorry. Go ahead.
This was a good plot, but we are basically establishing that this little alien child that's doing all of this on the planet is a compulsive liar. And probably dangerous.
I mean, the kid's probably got some major issues given the fact that he's been alone here with just holograms. Like
Yeah.
Sukal.
His whole
He's just been
species
alone
is
with
dead, right?
fake holograms forever.
Make holograms.
That's true.
They're not really holograms, but you get what I mean.
That's true. It is like Zukal. Zukal.
Oh. I think that Doug Jones's pronunciation of any Kelpian words or names should be the official one.
Sorry to speak over you. The other Riker episode where he's like in a mental asylum, they tell him, "Hey, guess what? We were never Commander Riker on the Enterprise. You're like a crazy person on our home planet."
Yeah,
was
that
a
episode's
similar
horrifying.
kind of- It's probably my favorite Riker episode. It's probably like one of the greatest top.
Oh, it's
the one where
excellent,
he
but
gets
it's
locked on the
horrifying.
lake?
Yeah, Frame of Mind, that's
Because
what it's called.
Barkley also does amazing acting in there, right? Because when they're doing it's just all great TNG. When I was talking about the social scenes, that's what I meant. It's like when they're doing theater.
Yeah, that was a really, really good episode. That was just 40 minutes of gaslighting. It was amazing. It was. That whole episode was Riker gets gaslit.
And they'll pull off the same thing with Cisco, with Benny in the mental institution.
Oh, God, yeah. They have mastered it at that point.
But in other words, we get to see Riker do this more full blown in that future.
Just
I
construction.
think. And you know, I think
No, of course his name's not Jean-Luc.
Did they like pull that stuff in from another set where they were building something and just shove it in the corner?
Yeah, these rooms don't really mesh together. I don't know what's up with the different set design here.
It's like unfinished dirt on the ground. Yeah, this is really weird. And like they break out through this.
It shows
room,
like
don't they?
Yeah, it's the cave environment that they're really in.
It looks like they took a set and they put it on a cave floor. Or just like unfinished cement.
And some nice thermal quilting going on.
Got it
Well,
on the
that's how
walls,
Romulans
too.
treat
Yeah,
their prisoners of wars.
they got it on the walls.
There's no
and
cushion
the
on
vent.
that bed.
Is that the same thermal quilting they use for their outfits?
It
Yeah.
really does look like it. I'm not crazy though, right? The walls and the thing they're sitting on are identical.
Oh yeah, same
Yeah.
material for sure.
Like it's on the wall.
Meridian 6.
Not to be confused with Viridian 6.
Yeah, those are different.
Yeah, the other one's a poison.
Also not to be confused with Viridium 6. That's something else. Yeah, those do look like moving blankets. Wrap it around your furniture. Jeez, this kid is doing some acting.
Yeah, true. They also do it with Kira when they tell her, "Oh, you're really a Cardassian," and she's like, "What? You're my daughter."
Yeah. With Chakeni Gamor.
That was second
The
skin,
father's
right?
name. Yes.
It's one of my favorites of Deep Space Nine, honestly. We do not get a lot of like on Cardassia stuff, and I really appreciate that they gave us a whole episode of that.
Yeah, then they have that Deanna wakes up as a Romulan, and then I think Picard and Data also infiltrate as Romulans at some point.
So did you see the way that his hand, like he just kind of pushed his
The kid
pinky
punched
into
one of
his
the
cheek?
Romulans.
Yeah, a Romulan guard just lost to a child.
Romulans
What
are
is the
supposed
point
to
of
have
these
enhanced
people?
strength like Spock, like Vulcans, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
Probably.
everyone's supposed to, and no one does.
it's not the size of the dog in the fight; it's the size of the fight and the dog.
Except
Like,
Data.
this kid has been a prisoner of war. True, this kid's been a prisoner of war for like a couple of years since birth, basically.
So
And
he's a
been one of
very malnourished, weak dog.
motivated prisoner of war, malnourished as he is.
Why
And
can't
he's
they?
also-
What the hell?
They're just...
Are
Really?
you referring to the kid who's the character in the program or the actual alien? Because we don't really get a sense of how old the actual alien is.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that the projection of the kid, the malnourished kid
okay.
beats up the guards. In theory, right? Like
I don't think,
wanna kick back
regardless of how much fight the kid has in him, I do not believe he could beat a Romulan guard that's 3 times stronger than him and is an adult.
Why are they decorating their back caves with torn up ghillie suits and building camouflage? What is this?
Don't... Look,
Why are there nets and leaves everywhere? What is happening?
this is where they keep the camouflage stuff. I don't know what to tell you.
Some more of those
the
blankets?
fishing net.
And remember that this place is supposed to be a hidden outpost.
Every night you have to dry out your fishing nets, otherwise
A
they
missile
get
warhead
personnel
behind the kid.
A
Don't
paper
worry
map.
about it. It's where they keep their camouflage and their warheads.
And their paper maps.
And look, the same mat that he was sleeping on is wrapped around the pillar.
It's keeping the pillar nice and warm.
Just
You
a
don't wanna
random note.
damage it.
They really wrapped that around it so they wouldn't damage the prop with all the stuff they threw around.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
Whoa,
What do you mean, Ambassador Tomalak?
music.
Oh.
Oh, smiling.
Like,
It's spooky.
if
The
you
music's getting
smile
spooky.
at guards all day, you'd know that it's Ambassador or whatever Tomalak or. Okay, never mind.
Terrible liar kid.
I mean, he's been a pretty good liar most of the time.
Now the plot calls for him to be a bad liar.
That was uncomfortable. Empty containers, complete just styrofoam boxes, cardboard.
Empty containers that conveniently perfectly cover up a secret door.
Unless they're falling
All
on
enough for
wharf.
Ambassador Tomalak.
There's only stuff in them when they fall on wharf.
No more moving blankets.
No more cave
I
structure.
bring you love.
Oh, we solved it. Okay, so it looks like they're on a green screen here, or a blue screen based on the edge. Okay, and then they transition to the real cave set when they cut to the kid.
Yeah,
That looks like the
sharp
cave
cut.
set in Time.
Time Zero, the data one.
Oh, here's the intake. Though there's going to be a distinct
Oh,
lack
yeah.
of high fives.
It's unfortunate.
High five.
They're high
God, it just looks wrong now.
It does.
It really does.
Is anyone else having buffering issues on the stream? On either in YouTube or... I mean, I assume people in Discord aren't watching the stream because that'd be weird. What are you... Just watching the blurry screen?
I mean, I have 3 monitors, and I do actually have it up and muted. But like, I want to respond to chat. See you guys.
Yeah, both of my streams are okay.
Alright, seems like it's just the one person, so maybe try turning your YouTube off and on again, or making sure you have hardware acceleration on.
Have you tried turning the YouTube off and on again?
Yeah. Oh, hang on, I have an end stream button. Let me try turning the stream off and on again. No, seems like a bad idea.
I'm assuming this kid's entire species is dead.
Probably. But they might be dead in the same sense that the Elorians are all dead, and that they're actually just not. We just say that.
Dead, I mean, or dispossessed, like decimated, which means 9 out of 10.
It means 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10, yeah.
Right.
Technically.
Right.
Oh, look at those.
Uh,
Are those... Okay, those are scanners.
I think those are the exact
Oh, this is more like
same
a call.
image copy pasted though.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I'm not worried. I'm appreciative of it.
Oh, okay.
So, but the aliens wind up looking like the aliens that people say kidnap them and abduct them.
Oh yeah, this
The
one really
crazy
looks like
guy.
a
I think
This
his
is the
name
first
is
time-
Barash.
Yeah, but they have no imagination for Barash.
I think he's still got like some like space foil stuff on his suit. If you can tell they're getting
Oh,
ready to
blue
do the
screen.
thing.
You can see a blue edge around him because he's about to transition.
That was a weird. Wires
Yeah,
not
he's-
blinking.
He's clearly just a gray, with LEDs in his eyes.
I bring
Is-
you love.
Is this the most gray-like alien you've seen? 'Cause, like he
Ugh.
has the big eyes, but he looks more like a bug, like a really hideous, disgusting, fleshy bug. He looks like
He
a
looks
Zinni.
weird.
He
It's
looks
like...
Take me to your leader.
I mean, Riker's not judging, though. He's seen plenty of aliens.
Riker doesn't
Gene
judge.
Roddenberry's the executive producer.
Hey, he's still alive.
So, him and
Yeah,
Wesley are about to leave soon.
Barash is gone. We will never see Barash again.
Yeah, fortunately.
We didn't even verify he made it to the ship.
He's probably like dead or something.
No, I think he went back in time and went to Roswell.
No,
He was the
Roswell was the
Ferengi.
Ferengi, remember?
True.
That was Quark.
You know, he would probably die on the Enterprise because
Back in
wasn't
the
that alien breathing hydrogen fluoride and methane and all that stuff?
Yeah, sulfur dioxide, yeah.
Yeah, it was toxic.
One of those breathing things.
Maybe the fake delusion things generate air, or just make him believe he's not choking to death.
We sent him to the Benzite planet.
All right, so the next episode is Final Mission. 1 minute countdown. The final mission will be the final episode for today, unless we want to watch Threshold, which we could do.
I vote for
It's the
Threshold.
final count. Yeah, threshold, please.
Sure, we'll watch Threshold. Why not?
Yes.
I might be able to see you guys.
Yay! Voyager is interesting.
I can't wait to see more Wesley Crusher.
We love
Well,
Wesley Crusher.
It's over.
I mean, we do see him one more time after this, right?
Oh, 3 more times, I think.
So it's just still season 4.
Yeah, luckily Wesley here does not have his flaps, and he'll never have his flaps again.
I think
They're officially
everything's
gone.
kind of meant to be because they look like they were straight. Like in the last episode, they were really straining with what to do with Wesley. You know, he was just like a add-on to the. He was probably feeling like a third wheel.
All right, everyone be queued up to 0. Final mission. We're about to start. Press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
So Will Wheaton actually left the show because he wanted to do some other work and get permission from Rick Berman to be able to do that. And
How'd that work out for him?
Dick, and wouldn't let him work. So
Timestamp's wrong.
Timestamp? Oh, hang on. We're starting back to 0. God, I'm so
What?
good at this. I'm so professional.
Back to
Back to 0. Back to 0. I have to manually reset the timestamp every time.
Oof.
So sometimes I just forget. All right, 30-second countdown. 30 seconds.
Watch along.
It rarely happens. You're usually like on point. Like
Sometimes.
usually on point.
All right.
Like you're allowed 1 per season.
1 per season. I think we've
But
had more than
only
that.
one.
We've had more than that today. All right, now
I'm-
press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. All right, now the timestamp is correct. We're good. We did it.
Pew 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 pew.
Whoa, we did it!
Man, and since we're watching Threshold today, that means we get to watch Threshold twice. Because we're not skipping it when we get to Voyager.
Threshold.
Yes.
Of all episodes to double up on. The
Yeah, but
dedicated-
Voyager's
It's
like
so
2
good.
weeks away.
Oh yeah, we're not going to be watching that for forever.
Yeah, this is more lame writing that they had for Wesley. I mean,
What
it's pretty
volatile
funny-
compounds were you working with? Was it
it's pretty
antimatter?
funny
Go
to
ahead.
watch, but looking at it in thing, it's kind of trope. Oh, and you know the funny thing is though, when you told me Rick Berman didn't let Wesley do other projects, it's not hard. I mean, I'm not saying it's easy to schedule a TV show, but it's not hard for allowing an actor or an actress to work on another project like a movie. What you do is you schedule them to like go to Ryza for a couple of weeks, and you just have like 5 episodes in the season without them. Like people do that all the time. They accommodate their talent.
yeah, no, it's completely workable. They could have done it, but Will Wheaton, Rick Berman would not accommodate Will Wheaton. He said
That's
no,
just
you
Rick
have to be
Berman
on
for you.
call at all times. We're
Yeah,
not gonna let you do
every
that.
sport.
So Will Wheaton said, "Write me off the
Oh,
show. I don't."
How do
want
these
to
people eat?
Oh my God, what does this make up? Jesus.
Do they just exclusively eat through straws?
Oh, she's gonna like tear it.
It looks like it might be able to come off.
Maybe they're photosynthetic.
Do they like
Yeah.
stretch to the sides and they have utensils that they just slide right between that thing?
This
They
hair.
Are they
drink their
elastic?
soup with their mouths, so that's okay.
It looks like they dropped food on the floor and made an alien out of it.
So I assume they probably don't have teeth. They wouldn't be able to use them like when they were evolving as defense because they can't get their mouths around anything.
Yeah, but you know how like certain cultures put discs in their lips or like rings around their neck? So it looks like maybe something like that. Like they might have it's like an earring over your lips.
But it's fleshy.
I think that the
But we
design
graft skin over our lips. What's wrong with that?
out this week.
Honestly, that kind of looks like the Delta Flyer. It's not. But-
I read after I watched Babylon 5, I read like a lot of the drama between the writer of the show, the producers, and the actors, and like they had one heroine like Jadzia Dex or Terry Farrell, basically, like just like her, leave later in the seasons, and the actress and the studio, they all blamed each other, and then by the end of it, they all said it was a misunderstanding. But that's where I learned it's not hard for like a syndicated TV show, like send an actor on like a trip for a couple of for half the season or a couple episodes. Very doable.
Jesus, Wesley, don't have to be a dick about it.
When they want to mess with you, they don't sign your contract. They don't let you do other projects. Like they have all these ways of messing with you. It's not a fun industry, actually.
I don't think I've heard a single nice story about Rick Berman. It's unfortunate.
No, he's awful.
Let me one word to explain Rick Berman. Enterprise.
I thought you were going to say padding.
No, Voyager too. The last couple of seasons of Voyager were.
Well, to be more specific, the one word would probably be decon.
Or degen.
Now, I love Enterprise. Enterprise is great. And I love the idea of the decon chamber, but what Rick Berman does with the decon chamber, not so great.
Ooh, that decon chamber.
What's the decon chamber?
Decontamination chamber.
It's the decon chamber.
It's the soft core room.
Okay. Gotcha.
The Enterprise D really should have a decon chamber. They just beam people randomly just onto the ship.
Yeah.
The biofilters never work. It's just a pointless chamber.
Let enemies access their computer terminals for free. Like,
there is zero sense of security on the Enterprise.
Yeah, no, we've talked about this. There's no. They went absolutely opposite of Big Brother. They don't even believe in security cameras.
I don't know. According to Worf on Deep Space Nine, security was much better on the Enterprise.
That was
I mean, better security than zero security isn't saying much.
Too much.
Like a Cardassian station, I expect would have some good security features. They probably just turned them all off.
True.
I would not call the Enterprise better.
The Enterprise, it doesn't even have cameras. What's the point?
Do we even see an
the beaming thing is the worst part. You're in, and like there should be a decon chamber, because like even on Earth, right? Like when the astronauts came back from the moon and stuff, they were not allowed right back.
They had a decon chamber.
To be fair, they had no idea if they were going to bring anything back from that. And I don't know that they do that anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
the astronauts had to rub gels on each other
while they were naked gel rubbing.
No, I mean, by the way, at that point, it's not a big deal, because that lunar module was so small, and I recently learned because they were countering the skeptics, people who say we never went to the moon. So people were like, well, where did they go to the bathroom? They had to store it in bags and carry it back with them. So I think like if you're in that tight of a compartment with two other people, that's your bros right there.
You get to know them pretty well.
You want to think about something real cool? Look up the Gemini capsule. 2 dudes went up in a capsule and floated around Earth for like 2 or 3 days straight. They didn't shower. They were on a love seat. This was a love seat. They would have been sitting next to each other, arms touching for 2 days straight.
All right. Hope they got along.
Oh, they got along fine. Apparently, it smelled horrendous when they landed, though.
Yeah. And that's true. There was a camera on the dilithium chamber from the drumhead.
True.
They have a camera.
You can see explosions. Yeah.
Okay, somehow this doesn't look like a shuttle shaking at all. It just looks like... This looks fake right here.
It's like the black box on a starship. The camera on the warp core. The dilithium chamber.
Is that a... I hope they're landing on the moon, not the gas giant.
Star Wars?
By the way, this episode... Yeah, and it looks like a Star Wars set too. But this makes no sense. Why would they pick like this old shitty cargo to transport a Federation captain?
Actually, yeah, hang on. No, this is definitely a Han Solo character. He's like... This is a Star Wars episode.
Picard just broke the ship. He just pulled a pipe off the ceiling. You don't know what was in that pipe. Maybe that's important. Yeah, just to remind everyone that this character is Bilby. And everybody loves Bilby with his cat. Chester is the cat's name, and O'Brien adopts him after that episode.
They didn't have any shuttles to ferry a captain to Starfleet Academy?
Well, that was the shuttle.
Yeah, no, I didn't catch what they said, but there was something special about this guy. Modifications to the ship so it's fast or some crap like that.
Picard is here to settle some dispute with the miners, and Bilby is representing the miners. He's transporting them to the mining colony. And
so this is an ambassador's escort.
Yeah, Wesley's just along to go on a final mission with the captain.
I thought they were going to the academy. Okay.
After the mission, he would go.
Okay, gotcha.
Which is why the episode is called Final Mission.
Is it just
Good,
me,
everything's broken.
They're dead. They should be dead.
It's fine. They just fell out of orbit with no power, no nothing.
No communications devices, no technology.
It happens all the time.
There are no emergency communication.
No seatbelts.
The replicator's dead.
They don't have any emergency supplies. Well, they're about to address that.
Oh my god.
Really? It's a spaceship. You really can't afford to bring like a few gallons of water on your spaceship?
To be fair, I don't think he expected this thing to survive a crash landing.
Okay, that's fair.
He says he has a replicator.
I like how we go from the desert planet right to this beautiful Class M world. Blue marble.
So if he has a replicator, how is he getting the power for the replicator? He doesn't have solar panels. If he's getting it from the warp drive, surely that's more of an issue for power draw than just having water. Yeah, they have the Mexico filter over the desert scenes. Like Mexico, everything on that planet's in sepia.
Mexico filter a trope I'm unaware of?
Yeah, like if you've seen Breaking Bad, every time they switch to Mexico scenes, everything's just yellow there.
Oh god, you're right. Yeah, every time we saw the two brothers that were wandering up to the border, huh?
It's just yellow. And same on the planet, everything's just yellow.
Mexico's just yellow. I can't get over this alien makeup. This is too much. Like the assassin who had the two things keeping his lips stuck together on Deep Space Nine, that was okay.
The Flaxian?
Yeah, the Flaxian. These don't even look like it looks like the makeup just kind of dripped off the top lip, stuck to the bottom, and dried. And they're like, wait, that's perfect.
They really look like the species from that episode where Q is human and there's the asteroid.
They look less attractive than the Vidians.
And Vidians are pretty cool. Everybody loves the Vidians.
Or like the aliens from Insurrection. God.
All right, we're abandoning the captain. Could you, like, send a shuttle? Or no, this is TNG. You don't have warp-capable shuttles because you're worthless.
Oh, yeah. I always thought that was weird.
Yeah, that would have been so helpful here.
But not warp-capable.
Oh, wait, hang on. Is this why this ship is involved? Is this a warp-capable shuttle? Those are cool-looking pistols. Dude, look at those.
Okay, so I'm an asshole, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
True. But if Wesley has basically been performing all the duties of an ensign for the past year, then going to Starfleet Academy, while kind of cool, is kind of, all right, I'll do it.
It's a formality. Data did it too. Data didn't need to study.
Yeah.
He went through the whole class as far as now.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be like
Shut up, Wesley.
He's the one who's going to
Shut-
keep us alive.
Shut up, Wesley.
Somebody
I mean,
slap him.
He's right. Just, he's being very polite about telling him he's an idiot.
It's the Picard version of fuck around and find out. You can test that assumption at your leisure.
If you want to stay here and die at the shuttle, feel free, Durgo. Yeah, those mountains look miles and miles away.
There's no way that they
have no water.
They are dead. I don't remember how this resolves. Oh, the arrow, that's cute.
This is like wandering blind in the Tatooine desert. You just fall over and die.
They're not following the arrow.
Yeah, they're kind of going off course.
Oh yeah, they're already.
What's the arrow for?
10 degrees off.
6 degrees off, they're going to be at a different continent.
If you're moving that far, you really need to move precisely at the right angle.
Uh-huh.
He's a starship captain. He should know this, too. Oh, this is the part where he gets mad at him for hiding water.
It's not water, though. It's worse than water. It's worse than having nothing. Jesus, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley.
What did Bilby do to you? Why does he have a Triforce on his case there?
Oh yeah, that's like vodka or something, right?
Yeah. It's supposed to look like water, so we hate him. But it's not.
This Mexican. Okay, the yellow is really bothering me now that I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's really getting bad.
Like, if you looked at the thumbnail for the live stream, I had to significantly edit the Wesley bit because it was just way too yellow.
Ooh.
And it's still pretty yellow. Scanning for water, I assume. Some kind of energy reading. Low frequency EM. So like, is it radio or?
Yeah,
We're
electromagnetic.
talking about thermal. What are we talking about, Wes?
Is there a steam engine in there, and we're just picking up residuals? What was that? A yes or a no?
It's a definitive maybe. It's a solid perhaps. It's a firm kinda.
Look how chapped his lips are.
And he's not even halfway to the mountains.
Are
I
we
do
not
like
getting
the episode Desert Crossing in Enterprise. They do the same thing where they're walking around a desert with no water. And they actually have Trip suffer from heat stroke and exhaustion.
Yeah, I was going to say this. Really, I was having Enterprise flashbacks when they got out of the shuttle. That was a good episode, though.
Yeah. In this episode, though, no, they're fine. They just found the cave set.
Oh yeah, stairs and everything.
Actually, I think this is the Toxu Tot set from Captain's Holiday on Ryza.
It's not the Trill Cave.
Is that a different set?
I'm not sure that the stairs. I can't remember the set you're talking about. It looks
I
like
think the Toxu Tot set, it's the one with the pit in the middle. I think the stairs are just to the right, and when we see the Toxu Tot, it's on the left panned.
Toxic.
It might be the same set because that does look like the Trill set.
I mean, it's very likely
Those are
the same.
very clearly stairs. Come on.
Yeah. Wow,
It didn't shatter.
that's some good glass. What do you got there? Is that Pyrex?
Look at this being really honest.
Is this? Were you?
It's interesting that wheat brewed the same way on his planet. There's no differences or anything. The whole brewing process works. They can make alcohol anywhere. I guess fermentation would be universal, actually.
Yeah, it's Dresky. It's totally different. Why does Durgo have 2 guns?
I think they all
Twice
have...
as protected.
Is he gonna go akimbo on the water fountain?
He's Han Solo.
Yeah, he's
Does Han Solo have 2 guns?
He doesn't need 2 guns. This is a knockoff Han Solo.
Beverly, could we hurry this up a bit? We got people dying on a desert planet.
She's putting on her lab coat. Excuse me.
It's a nice lab coat. It has pockets even. Nobody else has pockets.
How far from Picard are they? Like, they've only been on the planet for a couple of hours now, right?
I don't know. I mean, they did walk a really long way in the desert.
Oh yeah, they made it all the way to the mountains and got into a cave.
So if those mountains were like 10 miles away, it takes you 20 minutes a mile. Yeah, that's still only like 3.5 hours.
And the nearest
They
ship
were more
was a
like
week.
they were more than 10 miles away because I've driven from California to Vegas. And I've seen those mountains, and like, you know, mountains take a long time to approach.
Yeah.
Maybe they weren't. Maybe they
didn't-
weren't mountains because we only see them for a distance. Maybe they're just hills, like small mountains, so they come up quicker. Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, you broke off a little piece of ship.
How did that even happen? It just like popped.
It was the space drag. The space wind got under there. It popped it off.
Okay, no, actually, drag is a thing on large vessels. That's totally legit.
Only a tiny bit.
Yeah, it was too small for
that's-
drag to have done it, but drag would totally
That's
work.
air friction, though. That wouldn't apply for spaceships.
But it's in space,
No,
though.
not-
Yeah, no, in
drag
space,
in space.
if you
Space
apply, no, it's not space wind. If you apply thrust
no
on a
inertia.
certain part of the ship, it will apply the thrust on that little spot, and if it's not a perfectly shaped thing, it can get messed up. There's a treadmill on the International Space Station, and it's like a suspended treadmill because if they were to walk on the treadmill or run on the thing, the vibrations of their footsteps would rock the space station into pieces because it's that sensitive. I still think that was too small of a piece for that to have been an explanation, but I'll take it.
Thank you. Patrick Stewart is auditioning for Lawrence of Arabia in this scene.
Okay, this is the Toxutot set for sure.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, totally.
Isn't it the Shellyak thing too?
The Shellyak? Wait, I remember the Shellyak episode. That was the one with that was Ensigns of Command.
Yeah.
They'd had to beam down. I don't remember a cave there.
Aren't they?
It
In
looks-
okay, anyway,
it
sorry.
might
I
be
just
like-
remember the picture.
It looks similar maybe to some of the effects they use on the Shellyak, or this might be like a background set. Like, I can imagine the Shellyak standing in front of this on a screen and it looking like a weird interior ship. No, the rocks!
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. The rocks fall.
But
I like
Captain,
how
you
he's
got...
Styrofoam.
Wow.
And
Those
then
are some
look-
really concentrated rock falls.
Yeah, and
Just
they
every
fell
single
directly
rock
on
was
him.
on his back.
Yeah, not one missed him.
That was
Oh,
a
no.
proper.
It hurt the stuntman.
Also, he had several seconds to get out of the way.
That is not the card. Is it? Now it is.
That was probably Picard. You don't need a stunt double for... I mean, it might have been a stunt double for the rock fall, but... I don't think this shot
No,
is
I'm talking
a
about
double.
here.
Those
Oh,
rocks
that's
are made
gotta
of
be
like
Picard.
rubber
never
styrofoam,
seen
so
those
like
before.
I assure you they don't hurt.
Those weren't styrofoam. Those are rocks. Very
Rocks in
serious
movies are made
deadly
from
rocks.
like foam.
I like how one of the rocks managed to slice into his right pectoral.
It was a very sharp rock. Just one blow to the head, he got hit with like 30 rocks.
Yeah, this might be the closest he gets to death besides Tapestry.
That time he
It's
actually
really-
dies.
Yeah.
Also, that
Or
time he
does
dies.
he?
Also, that time he dies in Picard.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Also, that time he dies in All Good Things 3 times.
Jokes aside, the fact that like Picard brought Wesley's father's body home during that away mission, and he kind of saves Wesley's life over here. It's kind of an important character kind of moment in the sense that like he wouldn't want to be the one to bring this body home to Beverly. Like that'd just be too much for that poor woman.
Killed her husband, killed her kid.
Stop.
Hey, Beverly, I've heard
Stop.
you got a dog.
keeps making her feel uncomfortable because he's got a crush on her, but she just won't.
He's got a
Except
crush
for that one.
on her. He's got a crush on Crusher.
No.
Oh, Picard is totally pushing.
Boo. Leave your own show.
Oh, okay. Well, at least Picard is being realistic here. That's nice.
This is a very good character moment for the two of them. With the exception of Wesley acting like Wesley the entire episode, this is probably one of the best Wesley episodes.
Listen, Wesley, if you were just less, yourself,
Yeah, just let's
that'd be
do.
great.
Just take everything you do and just tone it down completely.
Gene Roddenberry himself picked Wesley, so it's like the Jar Jar Binks of the prequels. Okay, like it comes with the whole package.
I neither blame Will Wheaton or Roddenberry or the director for this. People do not know how to write children and characters until Stranger Things. That was when humanity finally figured out how to write kids.
So why is the Enterprise still towing this thing? It's in space. It has momentum. It'll keep going. You can just go. You can just leave.
Momentum
or-
very rarely works.
Or
Oh,
even
yeah.
It works one time.
Even if you're worried about the asteroid fields, you can just back away until you get to the asteroid field, then start towing again.
Also, asteroid fields are almost entirely empty.
Yeah.
Not a threat at all.
Oh, there's Lieutenant J to the left of Geordi.
Oh,
Yeah,
do we have
so-
a counter for yet?
it's not
No,
a threat
no
to the
counter.
planet. So it's not a threat to the planet anymore. So
Yeah, it's fine.
so it's fine. Go get Picard and then swing back and handle it.
He
fine.
did mention shearing force, and so yeah, this is legitimate. But they should be able to let it go.
Or they could,
It won't.
even if they
Whatever.
can't, they could just bring it to a stop and yeah, go get Captain Picard and then come back.
Fling it into the sun and get out of there. Jeez.
Sort out your priorities, Riker. This is why you don't get Captain of the Enterprise.
It's a shame when the whole B plot can just be completely hand waved with they're not doing space right.
That's like every episode.
Not all.
I'll
of
say,
them.
that's just kind of.
Star Trek
That's
doesn't really
kind of
understand how
different.
stars work or evolution in particular.
This one is particularly bad.
He knows exactly how reverse evolution works.
It's a very weak B plot.
We're all gonna turn into guppies.
What?
Would that be tadpoles?
What even is that? Is that a plastic wrap that's filled with air? What is that?
It looks like fake spider web on glass or something, maybe?
Yeah, but I'm thinking maybe it's
So
glass.
when you order
Maybe
a
it's like a
McDonald's
resin.
salad, you order a salad from McDonald's, you get like this plastic thing, and it looks like they taped it up.
And Chef Excellence in the chat is saying saran wrap. It could just be really, it could be really thick, like heat melted saran wrap, actually. Like shrink wrap or something. That would probably make that effect.
So somebody said, I'm gonna make a ball of saran wrap and keep wrapping it around itself like rubber bands. Just see
The
what
world's
she-
largest saran wrap ball. Just do it, Durgo. Not too close. No, wait, get closer. Touch it.
Lick it.
Tricorder
41.
beeps faster.
Yeah, we're trying, Durgo. What else are you gonna do? Try shooting it again. Didn't work out so hot the first time.
Looks like his makeup's drying.
Little bit of mispronunciation there. It's Colin Mate with an M, not Colin Nate. You can do that? You can put a phaser on automatic?
Yeah. That is a
Durgo?
good point.
Durgo, don't point your gun at Wesley.
I mean, if you're going to, at least pull the trigger.
Coward.
And set it to kill.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the automatic phaser. We've never seen phasers like those. However, I know that the Starfleet phasers can be set on automatic and overload and stuff.
Captain
These are
Picard
the-
would die if Wesley died, so you all need
these
to
are-
stop the hate.
The only time I remember them setting a Starfleet phaser on automatic is The Mind's Eye, where Geordi is being brainwashed. And they're doing some testing in the lab. Actually, they're doing some phaser testing right next to the warp core.
There's one time where Wesley leaves like a phaser shooting at a force field to like.
Well, that's here.
No, not here.
That's
He
also
was
in
like,
the lore episode. Sorry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Don't have to worry about Durgo anymore.
Is this like
They silly
maybe
stringed
this
him.
is, yeah, it's either silly string or it's like the twine you get to tie furniture to the top of your car. It's IKEA twine.
This guy just dies in every episode he's in.
Han Solo was just frozen in carbamite.
Okay, I don't see an asteroid field, so it surely it can't be one of those Star Wars asteroid fields that's super thick for some reason. Dense, that's the word.
Hyperdense ones. Well, if you spell it with two C's, you can call an asteroid belt thick. Also, Chef, excellence in the chat again. I love this. The phasers being like flashlights on low power. That's great. They're tools.
I remember in First Contact, that bit where Lily is holding a gun to Picard. When he takes it away, it's like, if you'd fired, you would have vaporized me. One of the lines they were considering going with was, it's on the lowest setting. They did the opposite. It's on the lowest setting. If you did this, you would have just given me a bad rash.
They never show vaporize on Federation phasers, except for like, thinking Star Trek 6 or someone, or like, did someone fire a phaser and they vaporized?
They vaporized the captain, another captain.
They vaporized. They didn't vaporize, but they destroyed the aliens that infected Starfleet Command. Was that in the first season?
Oh yeah,
Right.
Things.
So why was that asteroid field like 2 asteroids thick?
Thank you.
They were through it immediately.
Yeah, they managed to get down to a lethal.
Oh, I thought he was buried Durgo in that. Okay.
I also
they're miners, so they farmed most of the asteroid field.
Because I thought he was just shooting Durgo's grave. No, just warmth. It's fine.
That's what they do when you go to a Swedish sauna.
They phaser the rocks.
They do always phaser the rocks.
They phaser a body in the middle.
If they throw rocks onto hot coals and the rocks get hot, and then you throw water on that to create them steam, and you sit in a sauna in a Swedish bath or something.
Picard, stop dying. I'm trying.
I'll need to go out a little more.
Alright, trying to keep him awake like with Kira did with Cisco. I assume that's good.
By the way, I'm kidding. I haven't been outside since lockdown.
No one's been outside.
Yeah.
I just hang home with our cat all day. So I have no life outside of my cat.
Okay.
That sounds like a you people problem.
What are you doing?
What do you-
Going outside? You're so special.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to say, like, don't take it seriously if I say y'all need to get out more. People usually say that to me, so I just mean that in a fun.
No, whoever just said that other thing. Who was that?
Sounds like a you problem.
Who would say something like that?
Who would say something like that? Herr Deutschland.
Well, now we're completely locked down, but over the summer, could go anywhere.
All right. Yeah,
I
no,
may have missed it, so I'm going to go ahead and ask. Herr Deutschland, are you in Deutschland?
Yeah.
Oh, crap, what time is it?
oh yeah, his
And
his
how
name
is
wasn't originally Herr Deutschland. I just kept calling him Herr Deutschland because he's in Deutschland.
you?
Yeah, it's 11:16 over here right now.
What's the lockdown situation? What are you allowed to do?
Basically go to work and get some takeout food. And obviously the grocery store. That's really about it right now. Everything else is closed.
Takeout or delivery?
Yes.
Okay, so you can
Like
still
I
go
had
up to the
takeout
building and order-
tonight. As long as the store decides to be open. But yeah, like my friend and I just got takeout tonight. Another friend and I got delivery yesterday.
Will Wheaton is acting, by the way.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's been like selling his heart out here.
Well, Wheaton's doing some work.
This might be the most work he's done on the show so far. This is good.
Yeah, the lockdown restrictions where I am were just mostly lifted recently, a few days ago.
It's the longest time we've ever had the camera on Wesley.
Yeah, this is a really long shot.
One long take.
Go Will, damn.
You've seen Picard think himself out of broken leg, broken arm, and a severe concussion? I don't think that's how that works, Wesley.
Yeah,
What do
Will
you know?
Wesley-
You're not a
Just need
physician.
water. Just water will fix everything.
No, but I have stayed in a Holiday Inn Express. So
Why was location capitalized?
I have not seen Stand By Me. When you say Wheaton's best wool, I assume you're being sarcastic there. I haven't seen it. But I feel like
He's
you're
even
trying to
younger.
trick
He's
me into
like-
watching something awful.
He's 11. I mean, it's not too bad. It's about a writer and his childhood companions. It ain't that bad. It's like a Stephen King thing without the crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Stand By Me? Yeah, it's a pretty decent movie. One of the characters I keep thinking is the fat ginger kid from The Sandlot. I don't know if it's actually the same actor. I don't think it is, but it reminds me a lot of him.
I think it is. But it's like a modern day Huck Finn. Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn.
It is a very good coming of age. It's one of the best coming of age
okay.
story interpretations.
I just keep looking at that Triforce on the case.
Jeez, Riker, why don't you just... Okay, all available pilots report to the shuttle bay. We're going to flood the system with all of our shuttles. And
I mean,
search
why not?
everything.
Seems
It's too much effort.
Why is that not standard procedure?
That's some really poor policies, man.
I mean, we're really doubling down on the fact that shuttles in TNG are just worthless.
But hold on.
They can't do
I was
anything.
gonna say before, in the episode Parallels, when Worf goes to the battle tournament and back, he's going in
yeah.
a warp shuttle, right? So
Oh yeah.
Maybe? Was that warp capable, or did he just take forever to get there?
it did take forever.
I remember they say, like, we found some sort of trail intersecting this weird anomaly, but I don't remember if they said warp trail or impulse trail or whatever. You know what? I can
Yeah.
look that up right now.
No, but you're right. Like tactically, like whatever you wanted. If you had a battle, just put out 10 shuttles. All of a sudden, you got these little gnats that'll like take care of your enemy a little bit, may distract them. And for a certain rescue mission like this, it makes preeminent sense. I don't think this show was trying to spend that much money on special effects.
Okay, so in that episode, they just say ion trail.
Okay. And there's a rule for action that only one thing can happen at a time. So having like 10 different shuttles flying around attacking a Romulan warbird, no, it kind of wasn't ready.
That big battle at the end of Discovery Season 1, it was a little overboard, but geez, at least they used the shuttles for something.
Yeah,
Normally they
true.
just sit there.
And at the end of Season 3 too, by the way, right? They have that shuttle for attacking Osiris' ship.
In Relics, when Scotty left, they gave him a work-capable shuttle, right? I'm pretty sure that this.
Mm-hmm.
So work-capable shuttles are there.
Thank you. Jin Nolan.
Is that the first mention of Boothby?
I think so.
No, wasn't it in Brothers also? No, he told him before when you go to the academy. No, he's telling him that now. He's telling him about the big tree, but he's also talking about the big tree I used to study under. I think that was in the family episode.
That same tree we see in Discovery as well.
Woo!
Yeah. That tree is there forever. It's like a 1,500-year-old tree.
Hey, where's Wesley going? Is he dying?
He just doesn't want to watch Picard die, so he's just leaving.
He's been dying for like 20 minutes now.
Okay, the Triforce will protect you.
For like 30 minutes now. Yeah.
Why are their comm badges gone? Did they do something with their comm badges? They have their comm badges.
Wesley used it as part of his contraption. I don't know what happened to Picard's.
He probably used his too. Okay.
Probably got smashed by a rock.
That's a good option too.
In his acting.
All right, now Picard gets to die alone.
Yeah, they're really pushing Picard dying here. Like,
how many death fakeouts do we get of Picard? There's here, and then there's Best of Both Worlds. There's kind of Tapestry. Yeah, Tapestry. So yeah, this is what Wesley's doing. He's going to go get the water.
He's going to outthink it.
The Restigan Flute episode, The Inner Light, he kind of dies because, like, I mean, he's just out for a couple of minutes, but...
I wouldn't really count that one as a fake out death. Can we get some context here, writers, please? He's just
Wesley pressing buttons furiously.
Well, you see, it's some kind of sentry that's emitting some kind of EM radiation.
It flies through him and they turn the fan on.
Yeah, I don't know what's supposed to have happened here.
Just use some kind of signal.
Haha, joke's on you. It's not water, it's Sprite.
He beeped at the shield thing at the right frequency at the right time, and it beeped and accepted the beep input. And
he sent the beeps that said to turn off the thing.
And now they have unlimited Sprite.
Wait, no,
I mean, Sprite's alright.
I know exactly what he did. He punched into the tricorder, sleep.
No. That's how it happened.
Your fingers are dirty, man.
No, he just washed them with the water he has now.
Yeah, he's alright. So, does water save people from major concussions and broken limbs?
No.
And chest.
Are you sure? Because it looks like it's working.
No, it doesn't. It's not Holy Grail water. It's just Sprite.
Maybe that's why I was protected so well. It's actually magical healing water.
It's triple blood water.
I mean, honestly, water would be the dehydration would kill you first. You know, for the exhaustion, the heat stroke, and all that. So having an unlimited supply of cool water.
Bleeding is what was going to get him first.
So the aliens who set this up just needed a conscious life form that was capable of beeping at the right frequency.
You know, I think it's been years and years since I've had a Sprite. Maybe I should go get some Sprite. If it has magical healing properties, it seems like a good
I
idea.
might get one too. That's a good idea.
This episode is
idea.
sponsored by
Sprite Zero, the slimiest cola in the galaxy.
Slurm?
It didn't indicate the direction at all. It wasn't even really close.
The direction-ish?
He's fine. He had some water. Don't worry about it. Really? That's why you wanted to wait? You just wanted to mess with Crusher? What you looking up? Wesley will be missed.
Apparently it was a secret. Whatever was being looked up.
Oh,
It was
sorry.
a secret.
So what the hell did Wesley do? He just
He gave him some water.
Captioning sponsored
Directed
by
by Gene
Paramount
Roddenberry.
Pictures.
Yeah, he just
Had a
beeped at the
producer
thing,
recommend-
and that was enough. I don't know what
Woo!
to tell you.
Okay, what
Ronald-
season is Threshold in?
Beepity
I
beep.
think-
Executive producer Ronald D. Moore.
Voyager,
Season
Threshold,
2?
let me look it up. It's Season 2, Episode 15. Season 2,
Oh.
Episode 15, Threshold.
Oh, I thought it was later in that series.
Nah, man.
No, this is... Especially Season 2 is a whole lot of just throwing crap at the wall.
Alright, so I'm queued up. Let me adjust my title here, and I'll reset the countdown. Reset the
Oh, wait,
timestamp.
hang on. Are we actually watching Threshold? Because I have
Oh,
to
yeah,
go.
for sure, 100%.
How inconvenient. Okay, well, I will see you guys tomorrow for Deep
Okay.
Space Nine.
Oh,
Don't worry,
come
we'll be
on.
watching
Come on.
Threshold again
Right on.
Have a
eventually.
good day.
I
You
really
just
get to it. I gotta go. See you
Don't-
later.
Alright, bye.
Don't leave me with Ryan. Don't leave me.
I promise I'm not running away from Threshold as much as I want to.
Alright, so
Sure,
next week
sure.
DS9 is going to be Homefront, Paradise Lost, Crossfire, and Return to Grace.
Oh,
'Cause there's
holy
a
crap.
two-parter
I'm
in there.
definitely going to be here then. Jeez, those are great.
Homefront,
Great.
Paradise Lost, Crossfire, Return to Grace.
Enjoy your warp lizards, guys.
Salamanders, thank you.
I will.
Warp salamanders. Enjoy your warp salamanders and their babies.
Alright. Everyone, queue up to 0 for Threshold. If you don't have it available to stream, it's on Amazon and probably Netflix, I assume. CBS All Access.
I assume
But,
anything that has Star Trek TNG would have Voyager, but
Yeah. I don't think there's any triangles. There might be triangles somewhere in Voyager, but I don't think there's any here.
I think
Good
of
note.
all of the main cast people that I hate the most in all of Star Trek. Tom Paris is probably number 2.
really?
Yeah, I cannot stand that character. So awful.
Who's number one?
Who's,
I don't know.
who's the worst?
I will
Uh,
say the character gets worse over time, and that's very rare for Star Trek characters.
Yeah.
I thought it was the opposite. I thought he was awful in the beginning and got better later.
Who is the worst?
I don't like the whole cocky son of an admiral thing at the end.
I don't like that either. I don't like how he got the field promotion of lieutenant over people who've actually gone
Over
through
Harry
academy.
Kim, for example.
Yeah.
I think Neelix might be my least favorite just because his massively controlling behavior toward Kess in the first season makes me really uncomfortable.
They do correct that over time. for me.
Eventually.
I think
Alright, everyone,
Kess is my
everyone
least
press play in
favorite.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play, and continue.
You know, I think Tom Paris is number 1. He's number 1. I hate him.
Yeah,
So
Kess's
what's
actress
Tim
also
Burke
had some
doing?
issues.
Jorge is kind of useless when you look at it in retrospect.
Threshold is Season 2, Episode 15. Season 2, Episode 15. Don't worry, you've got a few minutes. Nothing actually happens for the first few, except they actually go to warp 10.
He's just like Janeway's yes man.
Stabilize the field symmetry, very important.
Yeah, if I were Harry Kim, I probably would have murdered Tom Paris in his sleep. Damn it. You are not my superior officer.
Man, this is so much lower resolution just immediately than TNG. This is like... Is this 480p?
Oh, well, yeah, I
Just
haven't...
480.
I have not upconverted these episodes yet. Shoot. I wonder why it looks so bad.
Good job, Tom. So yeah, if you haven't seen Voyager somehow, that's Tom Paris. He shows up in TNG as the guy who covers up the death of one of his squad mates.
Locarno?
Nick Locarno. B'Elanna Torres is a half Klingon, half human lady. She'll eventually get married to Tom.
Spoilers!
It's okay. When they die the same episode they get married in. It's okay.
Oof.
God, that episode's so messed up. It's great. But oh, it hurts. Also starring Robert Beltran as Commander Chakotay. Oh yeah, Roxanne Biggs Dawson, because... Not Roxanne Dawson, Roxanne Biggs Dawson, because she married Casey Dawson, also known as Damar.
Damar.
Sorry, not Casey Dawson, Casey Biggs. Casey Biggs, Damar.
That's his
Did
full
all
name.
the Star Trek actors, like, marry each other?
Apparently.
So, welcome to our inaugural episode of Voyager. We are going to be streaming Saturdays TNG, Sundays D69, Mondays Voyager, Tuesdays Enterprise, Wednesdays the animated series, Thursdays Picard, Friday.
So Mr. Fiddle. Mr. Fiddle. You know I got a life outside of this, right? I go do other stuff when I'm not streaming this.
And
That's
No,
a
he's
lie.
There
He's
is
actually-
no life outside of Trek.
Cancel it.
he's actually
Cancel
got
it.
it wrong. He's actually got it wrong. We're just going to be streaming this episode just every day. Just this
Oh,
episode.
that sounds more reasonable. Just Threshold. No, hang on. We'll do every other day. Every other day will be Threshold, and we'll alternate it with
Where
Oh,
no
what's
man
the-
has gone before, because then we
no,
can
no,
talk
no,
about
Genesis,
Esper ratings.
Genesis.
No, we need to
Lapel
talk
Moon.
about Esper ratings. It's very important.
Oh, I saw we also get guest stars Raphael Sabarge. You might know Raphael Sabarge as Karth Onasi in Knights of the Old Republic, also Kaden Alenko in Mass Effect. He also plays a character in Once Upon a Time. He plays Jiminy Cricket, that's who. But mostly to me, at least, he's Karth. He'll always be Karth.
Do you think Voyager would have been more interesting if they just sent an empty ship to the Delta Quadrant and told it to like autopilot back?
I mean, we have an episode about that.
Wait, what?
It was a fake ship, but yeah, one of the things was
Voyager's my least
Alien
favorite
was tricking them
series.
into thinking Starfleet sent an autopilot ship.
Oh, right.
That was the one with Ray Wise as the evil alien.
Rubber ducky debugging.
It makes sense in season 2 for them to be exploring this because they are 70,000 light years away.
I mean, it makes sense in every season.
Oh my god, Neelix.
Every point in the universe simultaneously.
Yeah, because that makes sense. It's also silly. I mean, it's a mathematical limit. It's not even like that. Just happens to be that they decided 10 was infinity for some reason.
That's just part of the scale.
Exactly.
It's a logarithmic scale asymptote to warp 10.
Right.
Except
but
the warp scale is actually... Oh, God.
I mean, it would make just as much sense for them to say warp infinity if it were a more sensible scale. Yeah, but because they happen to use one that's asymptotic. Yeah.
You know what? I think the warp scale should be it's 2 to the power of the warp factor. So warp 2 would be 4C, warp 3 would be 9C, warp 4 would be 16C.
That would be sensible.
It's however many Cochrans you're pushing into the warp drive.
Or you could have it linear, just then make it super easy.
Thank you. Yeah, because they do mention that in the original series. They do talk about Cochrans.
Yeah, then at some point they say in between original series and next gen they redo the scale so they're not traveling at warp 17.
Yep.
Recalibrate.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are things happening on screen right now, but it's all just technobabble nonsense, so don't worry about it.
No, the silliest thing about this is that like a barista and some low-level Starfleet officers just figured out warp 10.
Yeah.
I just come on.
Oh Jesus, what is with the stretching on this scene?
Oh, that is pain.
Why is Tom Paris so? What's with his forehead? Why is he so tall?
Well, I'm looking at a 4-3 angle and it looks like crap.
Oh, it's because we did a zoom in and we needed to. It's at an angle. That's why.
Oh, right.
Now I'm not sure that was such a great choice, but that's what they did.
A barista, a Starfleet Academy dropout, and an ensign just solved warp.
Yes.
You don't have to make fun of the forehead, Mr. Ryan.
I definitely have to make fun of the forehead.
Ben Affleck has a very high forehead too.
So yeah, they solve warp 10, and as we're going to learn, there's some minor side effects. But as we're also going to learn after that, they're easily cured once you have the cure. It's fine.
So I learned from the Cosmo magazine. Don't ask me why I was opening up this page.
Why were you reading it?
Yeah, I don't know. So
Okay.
Cosmopolitan magazine. So Ben Affleck's high forehead means it's a sign of intelligence. So the fact that he is, a low-ranking ensign solving the thing, it could be because of the forehead.
Now, is that something you actually believe, or am I allowed to make fun of that?
I just came up with that.
Because you just reminded me of something in Sherlock Holmes that I read, where one of the clues that Sherlock made was, you can tell this man is intelligent because he has a large hat, and if he has a large hat, he has a large head. And if he has a large head, he has a large brain, so he's very intelligent. He's an intellectual. It's like, no, Sherlock, that's not how that works. That's not... What are you talking about, Sherlock?
That's not how
Not at all that works.
We do not do phrenology here.
Yeah, there's a lot of 19th century theories in there.
I was trying to remember phrenology for 3 days because I remember it. It's
Phreno.
It's interesting, as just a precursor to neurology. I mean, it was definitely flawed, but it got some important things started, that's for sure.
It was also used for certain social injustices, we should say, to put it mildly. This person is inferior because their skull is different. Slightly.
The funny thing is they really thought they could identify a Jewish person and an Aryan person or a non-Aryan person. An Aryan person from just their skull. And there was a movie we had to watch in 8th grade called Europa. It's European, so it's all in German or Italian or Russian. But a Jewish kid has to survive in a German, the whole inspection in 1933, and so he pulls his foreskin forward. It's very difficult, but the other thing is though he passes the brain and the blue eye skull test and everything, which is kind of funny.
So why does Janeway want Kim to fly the mission?
Because there's a 2% chance that Tom will die.
That's acceptable. Send Tom. What's worst case scenario? Tom dies. We can do without him.
Way more than 2%.
Okay,
Two-
so are you saying you don't need Ensign Kim? Is that what you're saying, Janeway? Kim is expendable?
Exactly what she's saying.
No,
We've
Kim doesn't
already-
have
2%
any
is
risk.
like
Aren't we already on second Ensign Kim?
I don't
Oh, yeah.
remember.
But what
Do
about
we already have
Ensign
second Kim?
I don't know.
a 2%
That was the
chance of
episode
death.
Deadlock.
It's a very well-established surgery. Like, there's no. It's not an experimental.
Oh, I just checked. We're still on first Kim.
Oh, okay. Then we have
Kim
to wait.
2 will
We
come in
can't
6
kill-
more episodes.
We can't kill Kim yet.
Yeah.
Who's Kim 2?
Kim 2 is also just Kim. It's the same guy, but it's Kim 2.
Oh, Kim too.
That's
He's
the
so
episode where
different than Kim 1.
there's like the duplicate Voyager that's occupying the same space in a separate domain, and one ship is being destroyed and the other's being attacked by the Vidians. It's a whole thing.
That's
The
a good way
Blade-
to explain it. It's a whole thing.
Is that
Yeah.
the Doctor's hollow recorder in the middle?
Ye-
It's
I
just
think
a
so.
mysterious tape recorder.
It kind of looks like it.
Oh, there's
What
Raphael
makes warp 10
Sabarge.
possible.
Yeah, listen to Raphael's voice here. See if you recognize it. If he says anything else. Well, where's the one, Tom? Where's the one? People think I'm bad at countdowns.
He didn't know how to count at Starfleet Academy.
The threshold, you say? Is this even a shuttle set? That doesn't look like a shuttle door.
They had to modify the door.
It's just I thought I was getting Discord echo or something. Nope, that's in the show. Of course he disappeared off sensors. What are you talking about? What? Chakotay, he's literally occupying every point in the universe simultaneously. Of course it's going to be hard to sense him.
Yeah.
Or wouldn't it be very easy?
So
He's
is
on
he
the-
like inside planets as well? Like,
Yeah, he's inside every crew member here.
oh,
Like,
Of course he would.
trying
be.
to launch a plane. It's like, oh, I
There's
can't
that
see
if
it
Tom
anymore.
Paris and everyone.
Sensors? What is a sensor, Tuvok?
Shoot it.
Out of subspace.
No, subspace.
Subspace.
Yeah, it's restaurant space.
it's like some kind of space.
Wow, that is some good piloting. If he was in every point in the universe simultaneously, and it got you the exact right point to get to Janeway. To get back to
Yeah.
Voyager.
Sorry, Tom Paris. There's a whole ship called Enterprise, and everyone aboard that's already gone beyond warp 10. So, yeah, good luck.
Oh, this is
So
absolutely my
good.
favorite part of the episode.
The Doctor is great.
Thank you, Doctor.
Very medical wake up routine.
I mean, it's effective. The threshold? How many times are we going to use that word?
Gotta drop the title.
You know, this also looks kind of stretched.
No, I think he just has a big
Now
forehead.
you're just crazy.
It just has a big head. It said warp 10 after you cross the threshold.
Oswald Magazine says it's a sign of intelligence.
Okay, but what about the rest of the universe?
How could you see everything if you are everything? If you are everywhere? It's not like the
How-
full you.
Wouldn't that
is
just be
everywhere.
noise? Like,
Yeah.
How would you even process that?
Real question is, could he see the koala?
Can
can you
yes.
see like secret Romulan codes and break into their computer system?
He was in the Praetor's office for a bit.
Oh no.
I just thunk it. Oh.
So Tom Paris could have just gone home and told everyone that where Voyager was.
Oh yeah.
That's what he should have done.
Maybe let the Starfleet Engineering Corps take a look at the shuttle, make some modifications to improve it. Then he can send it back to Voyager. Come on, Tom.
Right?
Just go home. Like, even after this episode, they solved the lizard thing. Even if they didn't want to apply that all to Voyager, they could send like one random crewman back home in the shuttle.
Or send an automated shuttle.
Well, you'd probably want someone there to explain.
I mean, you could
No, you have a
ask for
computer.
a volunteer. I'm pretty sure you'd get a lot of volunteers.
Really? How did the sensors record that much information?
Yeah.
Gigaquads.
Uh-oh, suspicious look.
Oh, there's Raphael. What are you doing, Raphael? So yeah, this is kind of like Spore Drive 2.
Yeah, I don't think the
Yeah,
shuttle. I don't think the shuttle has enough RAM to collect all of that data.
Yeah, there's no way.
I mean, they're still on like what, 3200 megahertz RAM.
Yeah, the Doctor at this point does not have his mobile emitter. He's just in sick bay.
Nothing from those 5 gigaquads ever helps him go home, by the way.
Yeah, no. It's all useless information.
It's just the one sector, so.
It doesn't even help them like fight other species or know anything or.
How big is a sector anyway?
As big as we need it to be.
Like, even the sphere data is more useful than this.
They know
The sphere data does everything and anything, and yeah.
The sphere data actually tells you what movie you're gonna watch and like.
I hope they lose the sphere data so soon. Holy crap, it's gonna annoy.
Yeah, it's... Now the sphere data is... I think it's out of the Discovery computer. Maybe they could reintegrate it, or maybe they don't.
Now it's sentient, and now it's occupying robots, and like it's just, it's magical. It's like
it's taken over. It's only a small sliver now, because Osira's like henchman said she couldn't shut it down. Movie playing part.
Yeah.
Okay, forget about it.
Oh, well, that was quick. Wow, he just put some eyeliner on in between sitting in the chair and falling over.
We need a countdown timer to pepperoni.
Yeah, Tom's not doing so hot.
Torres, you can just like bring him to the like.
And he's heavy. There we go. We got some more people to come in and help carry.
That cranium is pretty thick.
They have anti-grav units.
Not in the mess hall, they don't. They don't keep those there. They have to go get them.
Bagley Jr.
Okay, so next Voyager episode we watch, could it be the one where B'Elanna goes into the underworld and sees her mom?
Well,
oh god.
The next Voyager episode we watch is going to be Caretaker Part 1.
Okay.
In like 6 months.
Thank you.
Eventually we'll watch that one. The Barge of the Dead, I think it's called.
I think...
If he's super evolving, he should have just become a crab, right?
I think once a weekend, We should roll just roll a d20, and if we roll a 1, we have to watch an awful episode of something.
Just what would be included in that? Spock's brain, Threshold, Genesis.
Saving throw versus shitty episode. Yeah, DC2.
What would be a trash one for Voyager, or not Voyager? Enterprise. The first thing that comes to mind. Yeah. The first thing that comes to mind is Dear Doctor, but that's actually a really good episode until the very end.
Oh, yeah, I enjoyed that one.
It's just a bad ending.
No shit, Doctor. You don't say.
I mean, what else could it be?
Well, the last one of Enterprise is kind of in the terrible.
That's true. It could be. We could do These Are the Voyages. That's a trash episode.
I don't know anything by name. What happened in These Are the Voyages?
That was the finale of Enterprise with Riker.
Oh yeah, that was pretty bad.
You know, like there's another level of bad that we're also talking about, which is like cult classic, which is this episode actually.
Everybody loves Threshold.
Yep.
Don't be ridiculous, Tom. You're under contract. Eugene, okay.
The Doctor has a really bad attitude, like the worst attitude in the first couple of seasons.
Yep. You won't be radioactive, you'll be irradiated. That's something else. Gonna be shot out of a torpedo tube. Should be fun. You don't trust your future wife? Admiral Paris. I mean, that doesn't seem like something Admiral Paris would say based on when we meet him later. Admiral Paris seems like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, and seeing as Nick Locarno is a fucking liar, I don't believe him.
Tom, we don't want to know that. Jeez.
Very important to note in the medical file.
Could we not learn about Tom Paris' sex life?
He doesn't say if it's a guy or a girl.
Pepperoni!
Pepperoni. The Doctor? What? What? Why? Wait, is this the salamander talking, or are you actually interested in Cass? What's going on?
Why not both?
Also, I don't think you can make that kind of demand as a last request.
My God, Lieutenant Daddy issues. God.
Tell Dad he was wrong. Tell Dad it wasn't just a phase.
Grow up, Tom Paris.
Yeah, I thought it was rude of you guys to point out the Enterprise.
Keeping sharply.
This is clearly Tom Paris's, shining moment in the whole series and as a person in his Starfleet career.
Oh, for sure. 100%. This is definitive Tom Paris. Oh, he's dead.
Yay! Woo!
I don't know if I like the Marseille episodes or not. I mean, at the time I did, but now I'm with this sarcastic crowd of 10 viewers.
Wait, when you say the Marseille episode, do you mean that bar Sandrines, or do you mean
the pool. Marseille is a big city in France. There's a huge Arab population.
Yeah, but the episode author where the Doctor makes a holographic alternate version of Voyager, he makes Tom Paris into Lieutenant Marseille.
Oh yeah.
It's a good episode.
Oh, okay, thanks. So I don't know. I don't know if I like those in retrospect. It seems really, really cheesy, over the top, unnecessary. Like, obviously the writers were out of ideas.
I mean, that's Tom Paris in a nutshell, really.
Yeah, that's a lot of Voyager, especially with the that small Irish town or whatever. Where was it?
Fairhaven.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
Fairhaven.
that was a lot too. Although I like the Q
Oh my god,
Civil
she does
War
kiss him.
Confederate stuff.
I liked Q Civil War. That was good. I like the episode where the Doc has the holographic family and he makes it too perfect.
And then B'Elanna makes his family die.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
Jeez, B'Elanna, that's just
Dog.
evil of
It's
B'Elanna.
so mean.
You said the dog had a perfect family?
The Doctor.
The Doctor had
The Doc.
Okay. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
The dog also had a pretty good family.
What perfect life of a canine is B'Elanna destroying?
All of
She didn't
But
tell him
by
he
the-
was a good boy.
Yeah, and I hated it at the time because I thought it was like the show was clearly ending, but the fact that Voyager landed on a planet, they used their little things. It was a nice moment of Trek lore history.
Oh, he's okay. Well, that worked itself out. Tom, what are you doing?
He's like Jesus here.
I don't remember Jesus ever tearing his hair out and going all veiny.
He dies and comes back. And he also descended into subspace for 3 days.
Too
So
hot,
does-
he's a Time Lord.
Does Tom Barris have serious brain damage now from oxygen deprivation, or
He
Is he
does have
fine?
such plentiful internal organs.
No, magical warp 10 healing.
If your cells are depolarizing or whatever, I don't think you're going to be growing a new
Oh,
heart during
listen
that
to this
time.
guy's voice? Yeah, Raphael Sabarge, Carthonasi, Kaden Nolenko.
Damn you, Jonas. Is that Jonas? It's
Yes.
Jonas, right?
It is. Why is he working with the Kazon? Kazon are just the worst. What are you gaining out of this?
I guess
Lovely
we'll find
Seska.
out.
You
We'll
really
find out.
like Seska.
We'll find out in 6 months. Or however long.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not ask questions we can't.
How's that working?
So
How does
Warp
this
10
work?
gives you at least one extra lifeline. We don't know how many though. Maybe it's infinite lifelines.
Transmutations.
So, speaking of like transformation episodes, you remember the episode where Harry Kim lives in this alternate future and like Voyager came back or something?
Oh,
That
yeah.
was a really
yeah.
nice, that was a nice alter ego episode.
The one where he's living with his girlfriend and
There's like Cosmos Cafe or like some Greek name cafe. Like
Yeah.
the guy named Cosmo. Sorry.
I'm thinking of a different episode when he crashes in the air in like a snow planet or something. And it's got
yeah, that was not a happy episode.
No, it wasn't.
I want to see more of the warship Voyager.
Is that not just regular Voyager?
Well, Janeway had like black gloves and
Yeah.
all that. It was great.
Oh, yeah.
Chakotay's tattoo was covering his entire face.
Yeah.
The Doctor was an android there, which was fun.
It's like they put on Neelix's mask and stretched it every which way.
Yeah, kinda.
Or more accurately, you know, at the end of RoboCop, he like crashes the car into the bad guy who like is in a radioactive waste.
Oh,
Comes
his
back,
head
he's
is
like,
his head is throbbing. Do you see that?
Yeah.
ew, and it's
Ah,
like with it's throbbing with pus to add to
It's all
the.
it's all salamandery.
Wow.
So is this the 2% we were worried about? Would everyone else be fine?
No,
Well, no,
no,
obviously not,
this
because
is-
Janeway.
Gross.
did they ever come up with that specific scenario? Let's say they have a sure way to get Voyager home, but 10-15% of the crew would randomly die.
Acceptable losses. In fact, I
mean,
think it's
considering
canonical
how
that
many
that's
of them-
acceptable losses.
Considering
Lieutenant
how many
Reed-
of them die on their journey home,
Yeah.
like the legit way, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, Lieutenant Reed outright states that the acceptable loss threshold is something like 20%. So yeah, screw Tom. Just warp home.
Yeah, and at one point they were talking about Voyager becoming a generational ship on the other generational ship that they meet. I think Kim gets an STD or something.
No, Samantha
Oh,
Wildman's
right.
probably not pregnant anymore. She probably had Naomi at this point. No, she can't have. Because she has Naomi in that episode with Kim too.
Oh yeah, Kim 2 is also Naomi 2.
And then, hang on. So that means Samantha Wildman has been pregnant for at least 2 years at that point.
Yeah,
It's an
Katerian-
alien baby.
It's aliens,
Yeah.
right?
Katerian child gestation. It's
Naomi's human, though. Or not Naomi, Samantha.
And 9 months is a long time. I can't. 2 years would be. I would beg for my life to be taken away. I think.
It takes a long time to develop those little spikes on her forehead.
Yeah, apparently. Oh, that's lovely.
Oh god, this scene.
Oh, that was his tongue.
Women are so done at. If you told them, do you want to extend your pregnancy? Like, your ankles hurt just from the additional weight, the balance.
Oh, on the what's it called? The Patreon thing where the actors for Kim and Tom are going through the episodes during retrospectives. Have they gotten to the threshold? Does anyone know?
I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Garrett Wong and what's Tom Paris's name? Delta Flyers. Yes.
Duncan McNeil.
That's right, Robert Duncan McNeil. On the Delta Flyers podcast, they're going through and just watching all of Voyager together. It's not a watch along like you watch along in this format. They watch the episode and then just talk about it for an hour or two.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I've seen that, but you're right. It's not a watch along like we do. We do it better.
My
There
issue
is.
is
Go ahead.
it's okay, but they kind of wander a lot.
I mean, so do we.
Well, so do we, but our format here is different. I listen to Mission Log, and they actually, kind of stay on topic. Yeah, I think
This is
I think they
painful to
wander a little
watch.
bit. Yeah.
He is everything.
I wonder,
is in the past.
I
He sounds
wonder,
more-
I wonder if these actors knew that this episode was garbage when they filmed it.
Should
I
I
mean,
be
this-
offended?
They said they didn't. They liked this episode.
Oh,
That scene was horrifying.
They were lucky to have jobs.
yeah.
I just read that Deanna Troy, they called her back so late after a couple of auditions, and she was ready to go back to England, and they finally told her oh well, you got the job. But
but you have to put on this weird accent.
yeah, I mean, but she was British, so there was a British element to it. But the thing is though, basically when you're going back like that, basically you're out of money, you're probably in debt. It's a very bad situation to be in. Like I couldn't deal with that level of stress.
Guys, I'm back. Did I miss the salamanders?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Oh, I see a salaman though. All right.
Oh,
Yeah, we have Tom Paris going full body horror on us.
that's actually a
But,
really
um,
good effect.
Dare
I'm going to
Salaman.
applaud that.
I think this episode won an award for this makeup, didn't it?
Probably. Honestly, it
I'm
should
pretty sure
have.
This is an award-winning episode.
Yeah, it did.
It's entirely possible the makeup is amazing.
Like
while
an
the
Emmy.
plot is not. You
The
know.
Emmy.
Oh, there's Raphael
There's a
Sabarge
joke
again in the
on-
background.
I did an internship in TV news, so I like to. Well, we had to keep up in the industry sometimes by reading the blogs and the magazines. So the joke is that in television, everyone has an enemy, so it's not that special.
So if Raphael Sabarge here, or Jonas, is feeding information to the K-Zone, I want to see if the K-Zone tried this, what would they turn into? They wouldn't turn into the same thing as humans.
I mean, according to that episode with the progenitors, they would probably just also turn into salamanders.
Yeah, maybe.
You wouldn't call them guppies?
They're not
Tadpoles, maybe?
guppies.
Tadpoles.
Just, who brought a gun? Where did you get a gun in engineering?
I'm the one who said we're all gonna turn into guppies, and I think I'm the one who inspired Ryan to like.
Yeah, I
do this
thought
episode.
guns near the warp core was like a really bad idea.
That one time a Klingon threatens to shoot the warp core, says it's gonna blow up the whole ship. Why did
There's a force field around it. There's a dilithium chamber that's pretty well.
There's a door that Jordan
shielded.
under. I know there's like a captain's
People play
prerogative
football
thing.
in engineering.
I mean, even if the warp core is safe from being shot, why do they have guns there?
Janeway, you were just bumped into. Yeah.
Chest bumped her.
And she
has
hit a carpeted floor.
concussion,
No,
complete
that's
loss
all
of
it takes.
consciousness. Maybe they tripped over the lip between the outside and the inside of the turbo lift. That gigantic lip.
The Intrepid class is a really nicely designed bridge. I think I forget that watching so much TNG and DS9 with you guys.
It is a
Yeah.
ship.
Yeah, it is good.
Also, look it up. They did win an Emmy for special effects and makeup for this episode. It's very good.
Jeez, Tom, why are you bringing the captain?
Everyone has an Emmy. But yeah,
needs a
thank you
mate.
for bringing.
Why is the captain the
Brown
one
chicken,
doing?
brown cow.
I know they've got captain's prerogative, but Janeway's really bad with that.
Janeway is the new Kirk. She does everything herself.
There's a giant single-celled organism floating through the ship. I need to go kill it myself.
Everything
Ripley.
but sleep around.
She's very loyal to her holodeck husband.
She's very loyal to her Irish setter. She never gets another dog.
You should probably turn it off. There you go. They've ascended.
Wait, so the No, okay, I thought Voyager was going to warp 10 for a second there. They were just
were
trying to keep
trying.
up.
And whole ship of salamanders.
I like that the screen before that weird effect was already doing that weird effect.
So what happens when a salamander devolves?
It turns into a human.
Obviously.
Oh.
Oh, but
Humans
I'm sorry.
evolve into salamanders, salamanders devolve into humans.
On a more funny note, that episode of Lower Decks, when they have that planet for all the people who are freaks because of
Yep.
random wormholes, black holes, and stuff, and they had two guppies getting massages from hot Ryzen girls or Orion girls or whatever, and I was dying at that point because I said, you know what, I'm done.
Have you actually seen a guppy? Because they're definitely not guppies. Guppies are fish.
Guppies are fish.
Look,
tadpoles,
it's an amphibious creature that lives between the thing, but yeah.
They're not amphibious. They're fish.
I think you're using.
Don't we see them by a swamp later?
A guppy is a type of fish. Like
The people,
only one fish.
the people in the show are not
Amphibian-
salmon, are not guppies.
Yeah, I am using the word guppy wrong. Sorry, I just learned the word. I didn't know what it meant.
You're good.
A guppy is a fish.
Amphibian.
Salamander. Okay. Fine. You're right.
What is
this
camera?
What is it about the salamanders? Oh,
So-
you see them on the lower decks.
Wait, the
Yes.
doctor said, 3 hours would be too long and they can't do anything. But now it's been 3 days.
I mean, that 3 days isn't too long. Just 3 hours.
Such a weird. Oh, God.
Sorry, these are not guppies.
They actually have like the axolotl things coming out of the side. The sides of their heads.
They're warp 10 salamanders.
Yep.
It's a special warp creation. It's like a shiny.
They're highly evolved.
This really
Yeah.
this bothers me on so many levels.
Why
At
did
least
you
we know
stun
Star-
them?
Oh, those are axolotl shit.
That's people in costumes, isn't it? Just like waddling on the ground.
No, I think those are just puppets.
Hmm.
This is more body horror than the whole episode up to this point.
I think the shot before was people in costumes.
It might have been.
And here are their babies.
Who they abandon and probably
Even
starve to death.
Tuvok is feeling emotions right now.
This reminds me of the episode where Geordi transforms into that weird alien thing.
Creepy, that one. With a shadow.
Oh, they made
Yeah, with the shadow. Oh, yeah.
It's horrifying.
Janeway and Paris made it, and now they have salamander babies.
Body horror with like reproduction.
So they have these new like salamander highly evolved humans on an alien planet.
Yep. And they're just going to leave them there. It's fine.
It's out.
I want to warp them back.
Yep,
they're
leaving
in the
them in
space
their
boot.
new habitat.
She's a
Is
mom.
Janeway not going to be like
Oh.
mommy and want to see her kids?
No, but she is horny.
All right.
I'll say I wouldn't worry about the invasive species. It's only like 3 salamander babies. That is not enough to propagate a species.
You
Yeah,
don't know
plot
how
hole.
highly evolved human salamander babies operate.
3 is enough if you just have 2 genders.
Yeah,
I
I'm
had
talking-
transformed and kidnapped you and then forced myself on you. It's okay. It was
Nature
probably
being nature,
my idea.
a majority of them will probably be eaten.
not only that, like they talked about how the neurology of them was being depolarized or whatever words he used. Like if they could reform both of these humans with all of their neurology, that's crazy.
That's pretty big too. But what else is also big is that Tom Paris just transformed into a different species, hijacked a shuttle, kidnapped the captain, had sex with the captain, had children with the captain, and got a promotion.
And then they never explore this ever again.
Never touched it. No commendation, nothing.
I mean, Janeway doesn't seem to object to having the children. She seems cool with it.
She's very clear about it, most likely being her idea.
It's like donating to a sperm bank and finding out that your DNA was used to like
For salamanders?
freak children or freak experiments. There's
Well-
a salamander out there with my half of me running around.
We don't know if like the highly evolved human salamanders reproduce sexually either. Maybe they just like bud.
I mean, apparently they do. We just established that.
Well, we didn't see them have sex. All we did was see little children.
But Tuvok said though you can check which one is female, which means they have reproductive organs that are similar to mammals, despite being salamanders. But The thing is, though, what if they achieve warp? Is that the potential for a new series?
But salamanders don't always reproduce sexually.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just looked it up, and apparently they do. They go through.
Yeah,
through that.
Okay, so we kind of ended the episode talking about salamander reproduction. But
I mean,
Well,
what else are you going to talk about?
Too.
Yeah, it sounds
we
like
get the
it.
cat.
Oh my
No, the
goodness,
cat's
I saw
gone.
He left.
somebody-
What an
He
Next
wanders
up
a
is
lot.
the episode Meld, season 2, episode 16.
We're,
And look, we have Marseille.
we are definitely done with Voyager for the next
We're
several months.
never ending.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Ryan.
We just
Thank you.
continuously watch
Michael,
Voyager for the
April.
rest of it.
So yeah, next
Deutschland.
tomorrow has some very excellent episodes in DS9. DS9, let me re-verify. Yeah, Paradise Lost and Homefront are a two-parter, so that counts as one. Then it's going to be Crossfire with Odo being really awkward around Shakar and Kira dating. And then Return to Grace with Damar.
Okay, but if
And
you're doing
Good
two-parters as one, what about the final what is it, 7-parter?
No, that's not going to count as one. That is not going to count as one. 7
I
parties
would
too
be willing
much.
to sit here the whole time, though.
Just
No,
wondering.
you're right, though. You're so right.
That's
You're so right.
decision
You're
of
like a Lord of the
power.
Rings marathon.
Okay, so for tomorrow, when we are watching Homefront and Paradise Lost, do we want to place bets on who's going to make a 9/11 comparison first? Or do we want to try not to do that the whole time? Because it'll happen.
That too.
Season 2.
I was gonna make the comparison to like what's happening right now, because the theme is you can't save paradise by destroying it.
Here, let me
That's
just do it
another
real quick.
good one.
9/11.
9/11
There
Patriot.
you go.
More like the Patriot Act kind of stuff, too. But
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
Years
Ryan,
before 9/11.
I think you broke a watcher record today. I think we had 36 the whole stream.
Yeah.
Damn. All
Look at
that
you.
Very
money.
Look
fancy.
at us.
And the episodes today
Voyager.
weren't even that great.
Yeah,
That's
and
like
they
17
lasted
cents
all
right
the way
there
last
for that
few
many
voyages.
viewers.
Oh.
You can't even get to all the super chats.
cult classics.
I mean, technically monetization is on, but yeah, I don't worry too much about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Homefront and Paradise Lost definitely have some relevant things we could talk about. You know, we could talk about certain things like trying to stage a coup because you're not happy with the current government. It's not being as aggressive as you would like.
Might be a
Excuse
little
me,
touchy.
politics in my Star Trek?
Politics,
Yeah, no, this should be
it's more likely than you think.
Tomorrow's gonna be fun.
They've never done things like read the Constitution in Star Trek.
God, that episode.
So
That
bad.
episode, I'd heard that episode was awful, but I completely forgot what was in it since I watched TOS the first time. So I went and rewatched it to see just how awful it was. Most of the time, I was like, no, this is actually okay. This is fine. This episode's okay. And then it got to the Constitution. It's like, oh my god. Why do they have the Constitution?
What?
Yes, because the Constitution is not that unique. Many cultures will develop the Constitution.
The exact
verbatim.
same wording. The same name of the country.
Hey, it happened
What?
to
The exact
Nazis
same
twice.
flag.
I haven't seen this episode.
Oh, what's it called?
Oh, stand by.
Let me just look up TOS Constitution episode.
We the people.
The Omega Glory. That's what it's called.
Thank
In
you.
order to establish perfect union, a more perfect union, ensure
Dun,
domestic
dun.
tranquility.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yes, it's because it's a Constitution class ship. That's right. That's why they did it.
I cannot wait until
Well-
we get to that series. It's going to be amazing.
So
TOS is- Go ahead.
in 6 months, we're also going to watch a piece of the action then, right?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, great.
Wait,
Now,
what?
TOS is going to
And
be a series
Spock,
when
right?
we're going to have to preface a lot of episodes with, I know this is sexist, but... but it was the
I mean-
60s.
As long as we're not watching Code of Honor, I think we'll be fine.
No, we already did that.
Yeah, so we're fine.
How did that go? I wasn't here for that part, for that episode.
Code of Honor, I think at that point I might have just been doing it still just by myself.
Oh, okay.
I think it was just me.
It got pointed out to me though, if they had just said aliens, would have worked just fine. Like if it just been like the Gorn, whole episode would have worked.
I don't even get the reference.
Oh,
Could-
instead of the so
Yeah, because if
instead of a planet of Zulu warriors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you explain the episode, the concept of the episode, and you never say that it's basically
Oh yeah, hang on. So
Africans,
let's do that. Let's do that. They get to a planet, and there's a species that has, a similar evolution to humanity. Okay, there's some similarities, whatever. They get down there. Tasha gets challenged by the matriarch of the society, who's technically just the wife of the king. But like, there's a weird property rights thing, so there's like some issues. Oh, by the way, they all look exactly like this.
Yeah, and if you never mention that, even if they're humanoid or humans specifically, but if they're any other alien race, it's good.
I think Picard does make a point that like it's odd how similar your culture is to a previous culture on our planet.
It's funny though, if you ever mention that episode to any of the cast, they just they don't want to talk about it.
Everyone knows.
Yeah, Star Trek did that kind of stuff all the time, especially in the early seasons, right? Remember that planet of like the planet of like beautiful like Swedish people?
Oh, the running planet, yes.
Yeah. Like that's just what they did.
Gene Roddenberry was a strange man.
Yeah.
Wonderful man, but a strange man. The Ito, yes.
Look, you have an audience. You're writing to an audience. You have to convey them something. So if you're gonna convey an idyllic planet, it's gonna be like
Sweden.
Blonde bimbos, right? That's how we kind of over-sexualize blondes in our society. So it's gonna be all blonde people that are always like wearing skimpy clothing that are just like translucent. So I mean, and then also,
well, you can call that idyllic, but at the same time, they like murder people for walking on grass. I wouldn't call that idyllic.
So that's how they stay idyllic.
It's a setup. It's a setup for the plot. It looks perfect because it's like you have people who wear like transparent clothing, but on the other hand, it has a draconian legal system.
There you go. It's perfect except for the murder.
It turns into a pretty interesting like political thing because they're kind of like there's an authority here, but we got to get our kid out, and there's like a space station that's yelling at us about it.
The Lycian Central Command, yes.
Right. So
yeah,
the thing is,
weird.
Right, the African society thing is a little bit too much. But again, it's 1986. You're trying to show other cultures, off-world alien cultures. It is really strange, and obviously nobody would make a show like that today. But I mean, I think the funniest example of that would be what's that movie, Tropic Thunder, where Robert Downey Jr. first of all is in blackface, but then they also make jokes about the mentally handicapped, and I'm pretty sure that's the last movie of that kind that could ever be made. You can't make jokes using the word retard,
which is probably fine. Like people talk about that sort of thing as if it's some great crime that we can't make those same jokes anymore. It's like
that movie.
What do you mean I can't be racist anymore?
Yeah.
There's some jokes that are pretty off color.
It's like, well, I mean, I think a better example is Blazing Saddles. There's a beloved movie.
Yeah.
Exactly. Wonderful, and probably couldn't be made anymore. But it's fine. We made it the first time. It's a great movie.
Look at that American flag on another planet.
Are you kidding? We couldn't even make Married with Children anymore.
This is true. This is
Like
very
that
true.
show would never be made.
True.
That
I
was,
think that's
Sure, there's a
bad.
blonde bimbo there. There's a beer dad. Yeah.
that
Married with
show
Children
was
sucked.
hilarious. That show is so good.
It's so bad.
I mean, even like Mary Poppins and other things, they have like certain lines in there about just different ideas about people. Rudyard Kipling in The Jungle Book, for example, he writes about like the white man's burden. So it's not safe for kids.
Okay. Good.
Great day, guys.
I think we're done. I think that's it for today.
So is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is settled now. Yeah.
I agree.
Is Macrocosm a Christmas episode?
I don't know
Also-
what that is.
here's James Kirk reading the Constitution, the regular old U.S. Constitution, to the Space Americans.
Quite forcibly.
Space Americans.
I mean, that's what they are. They're literally Americans, but they're in space.
They're just dressed like Vikings with spears.
I don't remember who the other culture was. Were they Chinese or they're more
Space.
whoever was
Space
antagonistic to
USSR.
America at the time? It might have been
I
the
mean,
USSR.
there was a whole Nazi planet, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there
a
was a
Nazi
whole
planet,
planet
a
that was Nazi
mobster planet.
Oh yeah, there's a whole race of mobsters, the Orions.
I mean, don't forget when Archer went back in time with the other aliens who literally like became part of the Nazis.
That was actually not that one. Hang on, Cooper Creek was one of my favorites. That's
There
not the
was
one I'm thinking of.
There's Miri, where Kirk gets a little too chummy with someone who is 130 years old, but in the body of a 14-year-old.
Man, the 60s were weird.
All right. That is enough Star Trek for today. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you,
But I
Ryan.
require
More Star Trek.
solitude.
So guys,
Thank you, Ryan.
You will
Thanks,
leave me
Ryan.
now.
Choose.